All right. While Mike's trying to figure that out, I wanted to share
Awesome.
because we had a big discussion about deadlifting last week.
Sure.
And first of all, somebody sent me a video of myself deadlifting, and I guess I didn't. It was an earlier one, like back in 2000, I don't know, nine or something.
As much as you think.
I didn't get down. My ass wasn't as low as I thought. But I remember later on in my career when I tried to deadlift again, because I only did it for a couple of short periods. I remember later on in my career, after talking to Stan Efferding, is why I remember getting my hips lower.
Yeah.
So anyways, I wanted to share this from somebody because he seemed like he was pretty knowledgeable. What's going on, guys? Today's podcast is brought to you by Manscaped. And if you go to manscaped.com/RBP, you can get 20% off and free shipping on their new beard kit that I'm going to show you. Check this out. So you get all this cool stuff in the beard kit. I'm going to show you each piece one by one. First of all, the most important part is you get the beard trimmer itself. Now, the cool thing is you don't get a ton of these attachments like with every other beard trimmer. You lose half of them. This one, you can set the beard trimmer length with this dial. So you just have the one guard to worry about, which is beautiful because I always lose these. So that's the first thing. Second thing is you get the beard conditioner, you get beard balm, you get a beard brush, wonderful. And you get, let's see, beard oil. And the last thing is the beard shampoo. So you get all this. I'm going to show you on the website. If you go to the website, manscaped.com/RBP, you can go to new beard kit, click on that. It'll show you exactly what you get. You get the scissors, you get the brush, you get all this stuff in the beard kit for $139, but you save 20% plus you get free shipping. So make sure you go to manscaped.com/RBP or use code RBP at checkout to get the discount plus the free shipping. Guys, you won't regret it. This beard trimmer with the dial on here, so you don't have all the attachments, is absolutely wonderful. Okay, this is Tom Martin. Tom Martin says, and I'll just read it for people listening on audio, says, I'm a highly ranked powerlifter with 903-pound deadlift in competition in the 242 class and have been coaching powerlifting for the last 12 years or so. This is a topic that comes up all the time in my field. Basically, your start position will be dictated by your limb and torso length. There are certain criteria that... Sorry, Mike, give me 1 sec.
Okay.
There are certain criteria that must be met for the bar to leave the floor, and there's very little room for variation in each individual, but it varies massively from person to person. The most important point that the scapula must be vertically over the bar. Once this has been established, it's next to impossible to vary your hip height in the start position, as any change will move your scapula forwards or backwards relative to the bar. And this will make it extremely difficult to move the weight. Shorter femurs with longer torsos will settle. In a lower hip position, longer femurs with shorter torso, which describes Iain better, will result in a higher hip position.
I was just going to say that describes me better than you wrote.
Yeah. So
that's good. I've never thought of it that way, but it makes sense having your scapula above the bar. Yeah.
So I guess I just wanted to, I don't know if that changes anything we were discussing. I just want,
but it's good for people to see that might not be sure of where they want their deadlift position to be starting. To be like, okay, now when I get over that bar, I want to have my scapula vertically over the bar.
Yeah.
You don't want to have like your scapula back here and then the bar down here. You want to be over the bar,
Okay, so the only other thing I wanted to discuss was I got a couple messages from people saying they didn't think deadlifts had anything to do with legs, and I'm not the biomechanics guy, but I can't imagine a deadlift
with legs or with quads.
Just legs in general, like more quads, but okay. I think more of them were mentioning quads, but
sure.
I can't imagine that. Sorry, before we go on, hi Mike, how are you?
Fuck deadlifts. Anyway, let's never talk about them again.
No, anyway, I can't imagine that lifting the bar from the floor won't involve your legs, quads, hams, glutes. I mean, obviously hams, glutes, yes, but I can't imagine it not involving your quads.
You're going to get some. I don't think it makes a ton of sense to put it in your repertoire as a quad movement.
Okay.
Like if you want to train quads, there's obviously a million different exercises you could do like squatting or leg pressing or lunging,
yes.
you know, that are going to get more knee flexion and be better in that range of motion to target your quad.
Yes.
To say that when you're doing a deadlift is using zero quad would be obviously massively incorrect.
Yes. Yeah. I guess I would put it in a way like this. When I did it, I did it to keep my lower body full.
Sure.
And I can't imagine that it wouldn't do that. Deadlifting from the floor with your feet close together.
Yeah. I mean, my legs look the best they've looked in a long time, especially my quads right now. And my leg training hasn't changed, but I've reintroduced deadlifting. So, I mean, there might be something to said for that, you know?
Okay. So I'm not like way off or anything. Like
look, I disagree with your sentiment last time saying that you used it for quads, but to say that it is not utilizing any quads, I think would be wrong. Yes.
I think you could look at it like as a developer of overall musculature of the body. I don't know like why people have to put it in a group. Like,
I know, nitpick it.
It's gonna help probably everything because you have to use everything to fucking pull the bar up.
Yeah,
like from your hands to your toes.
Well, that's why it's such a taxing exercise and like such a good overall exercise, right? Because there's so many muscles incorporated into that lift, right?
I think I think the only reason people parsed it out is what Iain said because I said I was doing it to keep my legs full, and I said quads full. I probably should have just said legs because my legs had a tendency to flatten out. So I added deadlifts at the end of my back workout, more so for my lower body. Was it just quad? I guess not. I just want to keep my legs full, period. So in that sense, it worked. Let's see. Let's just see what Google has to say, just so we can put a point on this. Deadlifts work the quads. I just put is quad involved in a deadlift. They extend and straighten your knees. They also maybe I should put in something different here. Deadlifts work your quads in a unique way that's different from squats, which is another exercise that works these muscle groups.
But below there, what is the role of quads in a deadlift?
Where is that? Yeah. Okay. Essentially the first half of a deadlift until the barbell gets to your knee is high level of quad activation. That's kind of what my thought was.
Sure.
Your quads work to straighten your leg at the knee and push your legs against the floor, which is what Stan Efforting told me.
It would really be like doing a leg press with that level of knee bend. Like if you just had this much knee bend and just pushing it forward, you know?
Yeah. I think that's where my thought process came from, because it came from Stan basically telling me what that just said, which was push your legs against the floor like a leg press. Yeah. So that's kind of how I was doing it. So for people messaging me asking me if it's a quad movement, just type it into Google. You'll kind of get your answer there. Anyway, Jose, how are you?
What's happening?
Oh, dude,
I didn't know you guys could even see me.
Dude, you sound like you're in a fucking wind tunnel.
Oh yeah, your sound's crazy.
You're in a hallway.
Hold on.
Go get your microphone.
That thing's awesome. All right, how about now?
It's just the same thing. Nothing changed at all.
Really?
You need to be closer to whatever.
Stood up and sat down. That was the only difference.
Yeah.
You need to be closer to whatever the microphone is.
All right, how about that?
That's a little better.
It's a little better.
That's better?
It's a little better, yeah. How are you?
I'm good. I feel a little gay with this thing in my face.
That's okay. It doesn't.
It's just super trebly.
Really?
It's better with it closer, for sure.
All right.
Where's your belly button ring?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you.
You know how many messages I got? They were like, don't get a fucking piercing. These guys are fucking with you.
So are we going to make Guy get it or what?
Yeah, guys gotta get it.
I think the fact that he went out of his way to screw me, now I'm rooting for him to get one. Why not? A lot of those Jersey boys have them.
Well, look, I think it's only fair because people roasted Paul for like 6 months until he finally got his nipple pierced. So I think it's only fair that Guy should have to do it.
I agree. Yeah. No, I was not cool with what he was pulling, so I'm all for Guy getting it done.
I appreciate that, Ian.
I wasn't cool with it either. I was like,
yeah, right.
You were the straw that broke the camel's back, man.
I just stay at it. I was like, I don't care what happens. I'm like, go ahead. If you can trick him and he'll do it, that's cool. I don't care.
He caught me off guard. I was half asleep and I'm like, wait, what? I didn't know what he was talking about. I don't think we agreed to have a belly button piercing.
You were
Well, we did, but you weren't there,
Yeah.
You weren't on that podcast. We did one after, and it was the three of us and Guy, and we agreed to do belly button piercings for the loser, and then we just added everybody to the bet.
Yeah.
And at least I got one right. He didn't get any right.
Yeah, I know. Or did I delete that fucking sheet that your buddy made, that your fan made, Ian?
I probably still have it, but
Let me see. I think I deleted it, but oh no, there it is. Yeah, just to make sure everybody knows. This is the where's Jose? Where's Jose? Right here.
Yeah.
Patrick. You got the Patrick one right. You fucking
last
shit.
place.
You really shit the bed on everything else though.
Yeah, I did. I was rooting with my heart. I was rooting for the little guy.
I think, even though you got one right and Guy didn't get any right, you shit the bed the worst. That's why I went with the bet.
Well, Guy apparently shit the bed the worst. He's all orange. I got one green.
No, but like if you look at the placings, like Guy was 1 away here, 2 away here. Like he's got the top 4 right. You got Samson in 5th. You got Sean in 1st.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. I'll agree. 100%. But you know what? I think that Rami could have, if he was judged, if he looked the way he did at finals during prejudging, he may have ended up in 2nd.
So Jose, you're a judge, NPC level. I don't think you've judged pro shows yet, have you?
No.
What do you think's Rami's issue? Because I keep hearing more and more people talk about it on different podcasts and whatever. What do you think the issue is?
I think he's still too big, too heavy. But I was very impressed with him at finals. He must have lost. He looked like he lost 15 pounds. But got so much drier.
You think so, eh? I didn't think it was that drastically different.
Yeah,
I thought he looked better, but I didn't think it was.
I thought
were you in the studio watching the video, or were you in person?
No, I wasn't sitting. Were you in the audience?
Yeah, I was sitting right behind Steve.
Oh, okay.
Literally 1 seat behind the judges.
That's the only thing I don't like. Like I love doing the commentary, obviously, but that's the only thing I don't like about it. I wish they had a commentary booth, like somewhere where I could see the stage instead of like watching a TV. It kind of puts me at a disadvantage, I think, to explain to people at home exactly what's going on.
Yeah,
because I'm explaining to them what's on the TV, which is what they're seeing, but I'm not explaining to them what's actually happening because the real life picture looks different. Like I've seen some pictures of Samson in like a higher def that actually make his skin look a little grainier than it looked in the live feed. So I wish they could set it up so that we could actually see what was going on.
I got a question for you. How does an MC see how do they make an opinion when they're way off to the side? How can they see it?
I know where you're going with it. I think, I mean,
like
I'm going to go with it tomorrow too. I'm doing a podcast with that guy.
Well, if you're going with Bob, I think Bob's been around for a really long time.
No, he knows what he's talking about for the most part.
I think Bob has a very good eye for bodybuilding, and I would trust his eye for bodybuilding, and I would trust his opinion on breaking down physiques. And I think even though you're standing off to the side, you're still seeing the guys walk on and walk off, and you can see a lot of what's going on condition wise, anyways, when someone's just walking. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if you guys have ever seen somebody like you can see their glutes moving, their arms swinging. You can kind of tell the condition of the skin and how it is. And sure, he's not getting a head-on shot to be able to break down physiques, but he was able to see them there in the back pumping up or going on and going off and how conditioned they were. And then he's seeing the photos. So I don't know. His opinion is as valid as anybody else's, in my opinion. Why? Yeah. What's your thought on it? It's not.
If I were an MC, I would be like, listen, just like when I'm not there and I'm watching it on video, I'd be like, listen, I didn't see it in person, but so he could say I was off to the side, but he speaks with such certainty. So I'm going to ask him. I'm going to quiz him on this. Like,
well,
If you were being judged, would you want to be judged by the MC off to the side or the guy standing right in front of you?
No. So I see your point 100%. You're right. He should say, you know, I'm off to the side, but I have this vantage point. I have that vantage point. I get to see the guys when they're off on an angle. I also spoke to this judge or that judge or this person who has great credibility, like Hani or Chris or whoever. Like, I think when you're there, like, even though I didn't see it in person, right? Like I think I see what's on the TV, and then I go down after the show and I sit with Hani, I sit with Chris, I sit with whoever, and you get like a little bit of feedback from people that were sitting there, plus what you saw, and you can kind of get a good picture of what it really is. I think the thing that's wrong is when people think that what they saw on the TV is exactly what was there, because it's not always the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but I think if you know how it is after a show, you go down, you talk to a bunch of people that were sitting in the front row or sitting whatever, and you kind of get feedback from people that you trust.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, man, because I spoke to a judge as well immediately after the show, and I wasn't seeing the thing that he saw.
Tell me what you saw? We didn't talk.
So he made one comment saying that basically Andrew looked better before. And he said, no, his condition was really good, but he come off really lanky. He came off, and I'm like, he was lanky before. He'd never stood next to Andrew. He'd never stood next to.
I think that's a valid point though, Jose, because listen, he stood next to James. James is a really thick guy.
Yeah.
And he looked like he outsized James in some shots because he was still really, really full. I think what they did was pull the conditioning. Like he did this kind of the same thing Nick did. They went really, really hard on the conditioning and didn't have that super round full pop that he had earlier in the year. So I don't necessarily disagree with that, Judge. I mean, I think the more conditioned look is better for Andrew, but
me too.
But he didn't look as big as he did in the previous shows. So maybe that threw people off too. So I wonder, where do you think, that's an interesting question. Where do you think Texas Andrew would have placed in that lineup?
Probably in the same spot.
You think Rami would have beat him or no?
Actually, yes, because he beat him at the Olympia.
Yeah. So his conditioning rewarded him with
absolutely
jumping ahead.
I think it was a better look. I see what they're saying in terms of the stringiness, and I think it was really the most apparent through his arms, especially like in shots like the front double or front lat where they're like not right tight to the body.
Yeah.
You could see through his like long forearms and his biceps because they were like really cut in. He's got crazy peaks that it looked a little thinner. Yeah. So I get it, but I think what he gained in the conditioning, through the back, through the midsection, through the upper body, through the quads, to lose a little bit of fullness through the arms and stuff like that is just not. That's a trade-off I'd take every single day. But
me too.
I've also had this be a negative in my career many times, so maybe I'm making the wrong call, but that's just how I see it.
The other thing about it is maybe we need to kind of change the terminology too, because maybe that's just what Andrew looks like when he's fully conditioned. Because it's not the same as like Steve Kuklo, for example. Like Steve Kuklo can look conditioned and really, really full, or he can be like a little bit more conditioned and then flat, whereas Andrew was much more conditioned.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a little bit where, they came in flat or they came in full. It was like, no, for him to get all the extra fat off or whatever, that was the muscle that was left over. But he didn't look flat to me. Like everything was still really round.
No, he wasn't flat.
Yeah.
We had great seats at the Olympia. I sat with you.
Yeah.
And to me, Andrew was not even a factor at the Olympia at all. Like he was top 10, 8th, 9th, whatever he was.
Well, he lost to a worse Ramy, and this was a pretty good Ramy that he beat.
Exactly.
His one Olympia is looking comparable to how he looked at the Arnold. And Andrew beat him, and that wasn't like it was a big thing where people were like, wow, Andrew shouldn't have beat Ramy. It was a lot of people agreed with that decision.
Yeah.
So that's a market improvement in conditioning and overall of a physique for sure.
Yeah.
I thought Ramy looked great.
So what did you think? What did you think of the placings overall, though, Jose? Because I know you're a big Andrew fan.
Yeah, no, I agreed with them. I definitely, the first day I thought it was a lot closer than the second day.
Yeah, I think.
I thought Samson improved dramatically from day one to finals, like really, really dramatically. And then I think he knew it. And I think as the posing went on, his confidence went on. He took it over. You know, he was bigger, better, rounder, harder, more separated, more detail, more oil, more everything. And he won, and he should have.
Samson, you can, I don't know if this is going to make sense to anybody, but Samson almost has like an emotional way of posing.
Yeah.
And when he feels good, you can see it in his posing, and it almost draws your eye to him.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not as mechanical. You can tell when feels like he's not doing as well or when he is doing well. And you definitely go there. You definitely go right to him when he's like on.
Yeah. He's definitely on to something. Like he's improved, the most improved of anyone in bodybuilding in the last year.
Yeah. Yeah. What was I going to say? I don't know. What's going on, Jose? You haven't been on in a while. What are you doing? What's new?
The last time I was here, I said, I'll see you end of March.
Did you?
Yeah.
No, why?
Exactly. Yeah.
Why'd you say that? Because I
just knew that was like the rotation I was on.
There's no rotation.
Yeah. And I said it. And then when you text me yesterday, I'm like, yeah, I nailed it. End of March.
I didn't even know there was a rotation. You just fucking made that up.
Yeah. Well, I was right.
Hey, you were right. What's your hair's a little longer. What else?
Yeah, I need a haircut.
What else is new?
I need a shave. I'm busy, dude. It's the like countdown to the first shows of the year here in Boston.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of people coming in to pose, to train, to for prep, and the New York pros come in. I got a couple of people in that show. And
New York pros, what, 8 weeks now?
8.5. Yeah.
Because is Andrew's waiting till the end of the year, right? Andrew's still got to qualify for the Olympia. So is he going to wait till the end of the year, or what's he doing? Do you guys know?
I don't know.
New York would be a good one for him to jump into. Because as far as I know right now, it's like all I know that's doing it is like Carlos Thomas Jr.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody else who's doing the show.
I don't know any open guys, but I know a couple 212 guys. But I mean, that would be an awful long diet for Andrew. He literally had zero break.
Yeah, no, I think the timing's bad. I think you need to take some time after Arnold, do a late show.
I agree with you guys. It seems like it's like, who do we know that's doing it? Is Carlos going to win his pro debut?
He should.
No, it's a New York pro. There'll be other guys. It's still a little far out to know,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, 8 weeks, you generally have some idea between now and then. Because I can't see Justin doing it. He's got to be kind of worn out and tired by now.
I think he's taking the year off, no?
Is he?
I could be wrong, but I remember hearing or seeing that somewhere.
Well, he's competed a lot like in the last year or so, right? So he could definitely could use it. But yeah, I don't know, like what's John De La Rosa doing? I know he's, trying to get a comeback going here.
He was planning to do New York. I'm not sure though. I haven't seen him in a while since I've been out of Florida, but I've seen a few guys doing Cali. Like I know Tonio Burton and some guys are doing Cali.
I can't wait to see that kid.
Tonio Burton could win fucking New York. He looks great.
He looks good right now too. The pictures he just put up are really good.
I love his physique, man. Whatever.
And after that, there's there Puerto Rico? There's Toronto, which I'm doing. Then you have Hunters doing Tampa, Texas. Yeah, I don't know.
Fuck, man, you or Hunter could jump into New York.
I've already won New York, bro.
Who cares? You got to qualify. Who cares about?
But you won in Tampa. New York and Tampa doesn't count.
Oh, I still got a trophy that says I won New York Pro.
It was like the
I got the ring and everything, bro.
You won in New York and Tampa. the COVID
that makes me even more special. I won the one and only New York Pro. Oh no, shit. Nick did too, right?
Yeah.
Fuck.
No,
All right.
didn't
Well,
Nick,
at least it's me and Nick. I'm
Nick-
cool. That's good. That's good company.
Nick won it in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Tony O'Burton.
Oh wait, no. There was go to the tag pictures.
Yeah, I know. I saw like 9 pictures.
Yeah, that's today.
Yeah, he's really fucking built up his physique in a good way. Hey, look at the quads.
He was a 212. That's crazy.
I know, but this is just goes to show. I think
There's
I'd
not
like
a
to-
whole lot missing there, man. A
I'd
little
like
more
to see-
abductor, hamstring.
I'd like to see this gap close a little bit.
Get that
You
conditioning.
can
really-
fix that with posing.
Yeah, you can see it on his side chest too. The hamstring's a little lacking. I think you
Yeah.
could fix that in posing a little bit too. But I mean, that's a really good off-season most muscular too. Look at that most muscular for not being peeled. That's fucking good, man.
He's like a prettier Bonac.
Yeah,
He
it's a
reminds
good
me.
look. I really like this guy's look.
I know.
Crazy
Listen,
dance.
I've said this before, and some people are like, "Oh, you're fucking wrong," and some people are like, "Oh, you're fucking right." He reminds
Dexter?
me. He reminds me of Dexter. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I look at his physique, I see not exactly, but it's more evident when he's peeled.
Yes.
Like when he
Because
did,
when he hits that front double with the abs, the turtle shell.
when he did Tampa, I was like, "Fuck, that's Dexter."
I love his back shots. I think they're so fucking sick looking.
There he is. There.
Yeah,
Not-
that front double is a lot like Dexter.
He's not a big guy, man, but he's so put together, and he's getting thicker and thicker in that frame, and he's gonna be one to fucking contend with. I don't know how. Does anybody know how old he is?
I don't.
I think he should do New York.
That'd be great. Him and Carlos.
Anybody know what Hassan Mustafa's doing?
No idea.
Going to a new coach.
Mike, you gonna jump into a show this year?
Oh yeah.
He's gonna do New York.
Once I polish off this Pizza Hut I just ordered, diet starts.
Did you order Pizza Hut?
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
I did.
Did you
Want
eat
me
it
to
already?
get it?
Dude, you
I only
can't.
had a couple slices before I came on.
But it's gonna be shit now.
Russian.
You ordered it. You're gonna be on for 2 hours. It's gonna be cold and shitty.
Pizza's great no matter when you have it. It'll be fine.
No,
Uh-huh.
cold pizza is not awesome. It's edible. It's not awesome.
I like cold pizza. I don't even like pizza, and I like cold pizza.
Mike, are you like John Wick or something? It looks like you have like a dozen black suits behind you.
Oh, this is my chick's room. This is the
Oh.
quiet room in my house.
Jane Wick.
Hence the purses.
Oh, maybe you share them.
Well, you never know what I identify as. It could be my purses, right?
Wow. We had a pretty interesting podcast last week where we discussed the trans community.
Oh God,
We discussed
dude, it's so disturbing.
we discussed male rape,
Yeah,
like female to male, not obviously not the other
men
way.
getting
talked
raped,
about
right?
that?
Like men being raped.
Yeah, what are the chances of prosecution with that?
Listen, I got to tell you something. I don't want to get into it again because it's not really a sensitive topic, but I have to tell you, I got a whole bunch of DMs from guys that were like, that happened to me,
From a woman.
but they weren't mad. So it's not really the same.
Different, weird, yeah.
What do you mean they weren't men?
Like they'd be like, I was drunk and I woke up and this girl was riding my dick and I didn't give her consent.
Yeah.
And but like I wasn't that mad,
Yeah.
How do you
Can't
not give
can't
her
rape the
consent?
willy.
Dude, this is consent.
No, it's not.
That's what I said.
No, it's not. That is not consent.
Dude, how does it stand up on its own?
Listen, if you're 45, it doesn't stand up on its own. But when you're 20, that shit will stand up for anything.
Okay, so if
If
you're in court-
you
if you're in
blew on,
court-
if you went like this to my dick when I was 20, it would be like this.
Okay, so if you're 50, do you have a claim for rape? But if you're young, it's different. Like,
Yes.
okay,
No, I just think, listen, this is crazy. I can't believe we're having this fucking conversation.
I missed it, so I
You
want to be
think-
educated here. What happened?
You think?
Missed
you
it too,
think-
I think, and I was there.
Okay, wait a minute.
When did we say this?
no,
You
this
think-
was on the one with the British guys.
No,
Oh,
it's the-
okay.
yeah. So you think that a hard-on is consent?
Yes.
It's non-verbal consent.
So if
Yes.
if you're wasted and you're passed out, but you can still get a hard-on,
He wasn't passed out. I don't believe it.
you've had
I don't-
okay. You get a hard-on in your sleep, no?
I gotta say,
Not if I'm passed out
When
drunk.
you're drunk enough to the point of being passed out, getting a hard-on period is hard enough.
Okay, wait.
Right.
If you get a hard-on, I get hard-ons in my sleep. I'm sure most guys do. That doesn't mean somebody can fucking suck your cock.
So, I mean, that's awfully coincidental then. So she found you while you were sleeping with a pre-existing boner and jumped on it.
I think
Like,
Ian should be his lawyer.
I'm going to sit here and wait until he's having a dream that will constitute a boner, and then I'm going to get on it.
Listen, I think I'm going to play defense for this guy. I think if you're fucking wasted and you're laying there and the girl he said the girl tried to hit on him earlier in the night and he said no.
Mm-hmm.
So then she must have found him later on when he was passed out on the couch. If she's rubbing his dick or something and he gets hard while he's passed out, I could see it.
Yeah, he said he still didn't mind though.
Okay, but this is my point. If that happened in reverse,
yeah, big deal.
There's no fucking way, right? So
look, I'm sure. Okay, wait. I'm sure there is girls that have woken up to a guy having sex with them that haven't made a big deal out of it. Like in their mind, it wasn't a big deal. To lots of girls, I can understand that being extremely traumatic, and that's being raped. That's a big deal. But I'm sure, just like there is men that will be like, I didn't care. I'm sure there is girls that are like, I didn't care. You know,
what I'm saying is the percentages are drastically different.
Definitely, yes. Yeah. But like, the percentages of men raping women versus women raping men is vastly different too.
I just think it's funny that I got, well, not funny, but interesting that I got 2 DMs from 2 separate guys who were like, that's happened to me. And me and my buddies laugh about it.
Yeah.
It's such a stark contrast.
I mean, would any of you guys be mad if you woke up drunk and a girl was having sex with you?
Am I married?
I think you should.
No, you're single. You're single. You're 25 years old. You're single. You've been out drinking.
No, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Is she cute though?
As a struggle.
What if she's a total dog?
Wait, what'd you say, Mike? What'd you say?
For men, it's just a struggle snuggle, not a rape.
Struggle snuggle. Yeah.
Can you take her?
So, Jose, you wouldn't welcome you'd claim it was
rape. It depends how ugly they are.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it was an ugly girl, you'd be like, I got raped.
No, I wouldn't say I got raped. I would be like, what are you doing? Like, that's.
Would you be mad? Did you tell her to get off you?
Man, that's tough.
You catch something, maybe.
Fuck, you would not. Think about it. You're 25. You're 25. You're 40 ounces of liquor deep. And you're laying there, not able to get up. You're gonna be like, stop. No, you're not.
I'd be impressed with myself. Like,
yeah, I'm sure we've all intentionally banged pretty ugly girls when we're that drunk.
No, yeah, you know, you're a chubby chaser.
Mike, not me.
You know?
Well, I definitely have.
Yeah.
Jose, have you?
Of course.
What's the lowest ranking?
In college. I'm sure there were. Huh?
1 to 10. What was the worst one?
Ooh, probably a couple 4s.
Yeah,
I had some beer goggles on, so they were like 8s, you know.
Until the morning. Yeah.
But at that point, you can just zone out on a body part. The body part could be an 8.
Yeah,
the overall's a 4.
True, guys could do that. It's like you don't see anything. It's all blurry except for one like.
Yeah.
Ian, what's your?
She had great ankles.
And they were 4s to me. They might have been 2s to you. I don't know. You know.
Now my lowest is probably
it will admit to 4s.
4 or 5.
People,
I mean, I don't want to be too mean and say she was a 4, so I'll give her a 5.
No guys could be like it was a 2. Nobody.
Do you think she's listening to this?
No,
she actually is. Her name is.
It's funny because I told a story. I was actually just with my buddies, some high school buddies this weekend, and they were laughing about the time I told the story about the girl on her period I had sex with and woke up covered in blood.
Yeah.
That girl. And so he still talks to that girl, or had talked to that girl that was her friend that had brought us all to the same party. And they like sent that around. And I think it got around to her.
Oh, no.
I don't know if it got to the girl, but it got to her friend. So I'm assuming it probably did. But they thought it was hilarious, you know?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be, Mike, what's your lowest?
Probably in the same ballpark as you guys, I would say. I think it'd be really hard for like someone to even physically get aroused if it was like a 1. You know what I mean? Like, where are you at?
You have to be really drunk. But like,
what kind of E are you on?
We've also talked about this. Like, a 1 is like, you're talking the bottom 10% of the planet, man. You know?
Yeah. What constitutes like a 3?
I mean, that's in the bottom 30%. I mean, that's as like out of all the humans in the world, you're in the bottom 30% of the most unattractive people out of billions of women.
Just pull up some random chicks on your Instagram and we'll.
I sent you one. I sent one to you.
Do not do that. Do not do that.
Remember the one I sent you? Did you see the one I sent you guys in the individually? It was she was like missing hair and fucking, hey, papi.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
All right. What do you think?
Women. You just went women.
We should stop. This is no good.
Yeah, that's.
I was ready.
No. This is not appropriate. We should just stop while we're ahead.
No, but like to be in the bottom, like to be sub 3, you got to have some wacky shit going on, you know?
Yeah,
I think it varies person to person too, because
yes, it does.
For example, back in 1996, late night,
like 30 years ago,
at a bar.
Exactly the day.
Yeah. You know, I had one particular incident a couple of times. This girl that was about 5'11", she had to be about 250, 240, 250, but drop dead gorgeous, like a Anna Nicole Smith kind of girl.
This is just sounding right for me.
Yeah,
gorgeous.
Ian's like,
you know.
Ian's like, that's a 9. That's a 9 for Ian.
That's a 9 right there. I don't even need to see her.
Well, yeah, to me at the time she was too, but to some people they hear, and I even asked her, how much do you weigh? And she was fibbing. She was like, "Oh, I'm like 185." I'm like, "No.
That's a Div 1 breeder right there. That's a girl you pop out.
Like, you missed out on an NFL draft pick there. Was it your genetics at her size?
This is a girl you reproduce with to make super athletes. You know.
You know, had I known, been smarter at the time.
Did you climb her like a tree or what?
No, I referred to her as a waterbed. I would run and jump on her and just land on a waterbed.
Nice.
All 5'5" of you.
Oh, I wish I was 5'5".
What are you? Well, how tall are you?
I'm 5'3" and change.
Okay.
5'3.5". You know, with shoes on, 5'4".
Yeah,
guys are good 2.5 inches taller than me.
But did you guys have a good time or what?
Me and Guy, or
no, you and that girl.
You and the 9-foot tall girl.
Oh yeah, it was a great time.
I asked Guy this question on the last podcast. What's it like banging a girl that's like a foot taller than you?
The same.
Told you.
It's not the same. How could it be the same?
You don't do it standing up.
Thank you. This is what I said.
No,
and
but
if you do, I stand on a stepping stool.
No, but if she's laying, if she's laying down,
I was like, hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's laying down, right? And this is you, right?
Yeah, but her legs go up. It's not like
her head's here.
No, man,
her legs are right up there.
Because you're here and you're getting in here.
Look, once your dick,
you only have to get halfway up there.
This is her vagina and this is your dick.
Well, that's her toes, man. That's her toes.
But imagine imagine this is the bottom of her body and her legs go out from here. So once your dick goes in, then there's all this room.
Shaquille O'Neal?
No, generally what the difference will be is leg length. So it's not going to make much of a difference, man.
Okay, well, this is just a Bashmouth ad, so check out bashmouth.com.
When you're banging a girl that's a foot taller.
Yeah, because you'll have good breath and lots of energy. Okay, so it's the same.
Okay, wait, but you must have had sex with girls that are like 5'1" versus girls that are like 5'7". Did you notice a difference? That's the difference between a girl that's 5'5" and a girl that's 6 foot. Like, you don't notice a difference.
Yeah, but I think it's
There's not. Just
no. It only gets hard if you're trying to like have sex standing up in the shower or something, you know?
Yeah, if you're trying to get goofy, it ain't.
Yeah, if you're trying to do shit like that, but if you're in a bed, it's no different, you know?
All right, fine. I'm not going to argue the point.
Well, you asked me, and I'm the only extremely short guy here, so I'm telling you.
Okay,
I'm answering the question.
Okay,
I'll tell you, goddammit.
There's no difference at all.
Like, I wonder what it's like for like a 6'6" guy. Like I don't want to say names, but like a 6'6" guy bangs like a 5'2" chick. Is that like
what's it like when like Hafthor Bjornsson bangs his wife, you know?
I wasn't gonna say
punches her lungs.
How did you know that's where I was going?
I knew where you were going. I'll say it for you. I wonder that all the time when I see them. I'm not gonna lie. I look at this, I'm like, I would love to watch these two have sex. So if they're interested in me watching,
there's an OnlyFans right there.
Yeah, maybe they're into people watching. If they are, shoot me a DM. I'll watch you guys.
Who are you talking about?
Thor.
Oh.
Because he's like, what?
Oh, he had a tiny wife.
It's 10 and she's like fucking 5'3", you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that don't make sense.
Like, she's got to go on top. There's no chance, you know?
Yeah. Because he's also 400 pounds.
Yeah.
Well, he can hold himself up, but he's going to be way past her head.
Yeah.
But he could be more upright, so it'd be okay. He's got long arms to hold him. So he would just be higher over her instead of like.
Yeah.
What about Shaq? How does Shaq get after it?
Yeah.
I think if you're Shaq, you're probably not moving. Whoever is there is.
No, you're on the bottom and letting girls just fuck you.
Couch sex. Just sitting on the couch laying back.
Yeah.
What a Louisville slugger.
Mike, do you do a lot of I don't picture Mike doing a lot of work. Do you do a lot of work?
Not if I can help it.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Great conversation.
What do we Mike, you got back from Houston.
Yeah, it was fun.
What was there? What was going on in Houston? What happened there? How was it?
There's a guy named James Gerlin down there. He owns Amp Labs. Me and him had just talked back and forth for a while. So he invited me down to train him and a couple of friends, and then I booked some other people while I was in town. I was actually supposed to train Hunter, but he had to go to Jordan. So I'm going to go back down, and whenever they ask me to come again, I'll go. So, but I trained at Labrada's gym on the Friday.
It's a nice gym, right? They got all the nice pieces in there. Yeah.
Massive, that warehouse. Like, I was like, what the fuck?
I know. What's Amp Labs? Is it a supplement company or something else?
Yeah, it's James, the supplement company. It's kind of a local brand right now in Texas that he's trying to like kind of blow up. But
yeah,
really good dude, like super nice guy. So
I saw you did some clubbing while you're down there.
Oh yeah. Doing rough today.
We were talking about that. So you said 3 times a year you like to have some fun.
I pick and choose my spots because I know I'm gonna fucking pay for it. So I'm like, let's not do this too often.
Jose, you're not very reserved with your drinks.
Not at all.
You recover pretty well, eh?
Yeah. But I do it a lot less nowadays.
What's a lot less?
Well,
no, don't say yeah, Mike. He means like once a week instead of like 4 times a week.
No, I used to have a couple of beers every night.
A couple of beers is not bad. How often do you get drunk?
Now, maybe once a week, once every couple of weeks.
Yeah, we get
when you were bodybuilding, you would drink beers regularly.
Off season.
Really?
The minute the show was over, I would have a couple of beers every night.
Wow.
Do you really you love the taste of beer?
Yeah.
Because I never understood, like, when guys come home like, oh, I'm gonna crack a beer and watch the game or whatever. I just don't like the taste of beer.
Yeah. Well, I'm a Boston guy. Like, we're local. A lot of all my buddies I grew up with, all drinkers, all hang out. That's what people do. Hey, let's go get a beer.
I mean, I like a beer if I'm like at a resort sitting on the beach and I want then I can enjoy it, but I just sitting there watching TV, I can't. It doesn't like do it for me.
Watching the game during football season is brutal because there's Thursday night football, Monday night football, Saturday college, Sunday night football.
Every night.
Yeah, and your buddies all get together. You got a fire in the yard and just you could drink every night. So
if you drink and get drunk once a week, you recover pretty well. Like what you?
Yeah, I got to go to work. I got to get up.
So you don't get hangovers?
Well, I might not feel awesome, but I get up and go to work and I get through it.
Fuck, I can't. The last time I was telling Mike, the last time I drank, because I'm kind of, me and Mike were talking about, we get drunk like 3 or 4 times a year, depending on if there's any special occasions. It took me like a week to fucking recover from my outing. Like, I'm fucked.
It'll take me. I'm pretty good. That time I Vegas after the Olympia, like drank my sorrows away.
Yeah.
It took me a full 48 hours to feel normal. The day after, I was completely fucked, but I drank like hard, like to the point that I threw up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't really.
But if I don't get to that point, I usually feel pretty good the next day.
Yeah, I never throw up or get like that.
No,
I just get like to the point where I'm slurring, or, you know.
I drank like 2 grand.
Talking normal.
Yeah. I get like that 3 times a year. Maybe not throwing up. Probably like really close to it though. Like I'm pretty fucked up like 3 times a year, 4 times a year. I have gotten into a thing where like sometimes when I go for dinner with my wife, we'll have like 2 drinks. It just makes me kind of relaxes me, but that's
that's great.
Yeah, in the off season, Melissa and I go for dinner. I'll drink some have a couple drinks, like 2 glasses.
I never did that up until recently. Up until about this year, maybe the year before, I never drank. If I had 1 drink, I was going to have 20. There was no like, okay, just go out, have a couple drinks and relax. It's something I started recently that I kind of like.
Yeah.
So, Mike, so what was the club like?
I was just a buddy of mine. He's the part owner of like an entertainment group down there called Clay, and they own a bunch of different venues in the city. It was just one of their venues actually called Clay, so it was their first like pool party of the year for them.
When you're at a club like that or a place like that and it's fucking rammed, are you in?
No, I'm a booth.
Are you in bodyguard mode, or are you in I'm having fun, I don't care what's going on around me?
Depends what level of fucked upness I am. Because there could be more than one substance involved in this.
Changes throughout the night.
Yeah. So
what
but I mean, I'm always aware of my surroundings, even if I'm a fucking mess. I have a good comprehension of what's going on. I'm not one of these people who gets like blacked out, drunk, or fucked up and like,
yeah.
I just might not care anymore at certain points.
Mike's appearance alone is his own bodyguard.
No, I don't mean
people
like
see him, they're not gonna fuck with him.
No, I don't mean that. I mean like, okay, so I bounced for a few years, and then I found that after I stopped bouncing, or even while I was bouncing, when I would go out to a club, it was different than before I ever bounced.
You're more observant of like of shit like something's going weird over here, people are arguing, or this looks like these 2 guys got a problem. I get what you mean.
Yeah, you're just kind of more observant about things, and you're not like, whereas before I bounced, I would go out and I didn't pay attention to anything. I would just get drunk and fucking whatever. So I just wonder, you know, Mike's obviously got like a very extensive background in bodyguarding and bouncing and the whole thing. So I just curious if you're able to relax and have a good time.
Yeah. As long as I'm usually with like a core group of people who are pretty good. So, but I mean, I'm notorious for like, I don't know if you guys deal with this, if you go out and like, if people start like coming in your booth that aren't supposed to be there, I'm notorious for like stiff arming the fuck out of them. They're like, who the fuck are you?
I can't see
people are like congregating, right? And they're like moving and they're like, it's like, get the fuck out of here. Who the fuck is that?
I can't see people doing that to you and your group of friends though. Why the fuck?
When they're drunk, man, people do that shit for sure.
Really?
Yeah, they're fucking, it's like, it's so much moving around. It's not like you're in a confined area. You're next to another booth.
Yeah.
There's a booth beside that booth. It's like overflowing. People are talking. You're like, what the fuck is going on?
I don't think I would wander into that booth.
You're smarter than the average drunk person, though.
Yeah. Mike, we were talking about getting up at 4 a.m. in the morning.
Why would you do that?
I wanted to talk about this with you guys. Does anybody really give a shit? Like, why is this?
I'm doing it tomorrow.
Okay, but wait a minute. Are you doing it because you have to, or are you doing it because you think it's going to make you?
No, I got an appointment.
Okay, that's different. I'm talking about people who are like on this. It's going to make me more successful training.
Yeah, the world's most successful people get up at 3:30 a.m. All this shit. Like,
yeah, that's fucking.
If you have,
we all come from different mindsets though, because like we understand the importance of recovery and rest, right? So that would directly correlate to us having a shitty workout. You know what I mean? Like if you really thought about it, like if I only got like 4 hours of sleep every night, I'd be like.
But they're not. They're saying like go to bed at 9 and.
Yeah, but this is the thing.
Who the fuck can do that?
Time is time. If you're up for 16 hours or 16 hours, like it doesn't make a fucking difference, you know?
Right.
Like obviously, look, if you're getting up too late and you're missing important meetings that are early in the morning or blah, 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 yes, it's going to hinder it. But if your schedule isn't like that and you don't need to be up then, and you say you get up at like 9 and go to bed at midnight, it's still the fucking same amount of goddamn hours to do work in. It's stupid.
I could see it with like people who have kids. Maybe they're that's like there's a definite time in that frame where you might have actually alone time to get shit done, but it's like.
But that's not what they're trying to argue. Yeah.
It's just I just constantly see these motivational posts and they're like, you got to get up at 4 a.m. It's almost like
that like grind mentality like that is so fucking annoying, man.
It's not a look if it's real, it's not like Jocko, right? I don't know
but if it's real, you don't need to say bullshit like that.
Jocko doesn't. Like if you guys know Jocko Willink is a Navy SEAL or whatever. If whoever doesn't know him, just look up Jocko, Jocko. He's always posting his watch. He's up at like 4 a.m. doing.
It also comes from a military.
So is fucking Mark Wahlberg.
I was just gonna say that
in the gym, bro. 4:30.
Yeah. He's got a whole crew of people that do it with him.
And I'm sure there's tons of successful people that don't get up at 4 a.m. and be like, what the fuck are you doing getting up at 4 a.m.?
This is kind of my point, but I just feel like people kind of latch on. It's kind of like the ice bath thing, right?
Yeah. They hear someone say it that's successful. They think it's the secret because they want things that are easy to implement to some extent, Like, oh, I can get up early. That doesn't actually take any real skill or knowledge or like bettering, It's just like an easier action that they think is going to be like the golden ticket to success. But it's like, it's not. But look, if you find getting up at 4 a.m. makes you a more productive person, you're more productive in the early hours, and it does benefit you, then do it. If you don't, then don't. It makes no difference either way. Time is time. It's all the exact same. You have 24 hours in the day, divide them however the fuck you feel like.
I've been around some of the most successful people in the world, and they most of the time don't wake up till 6 in the afternoon because they went to bed at 11 a.m. Complete opposite.
Where do you guys fall on the whatever you do first thing in the morning is how the rest of your day is going to go?
I can see, like, I understand when the people will say like there's benefits to like not looking at your phone right away and like getting some sunlight right away. Like I can understand what they're saying and I can see why there would be benefits, but I think they're only benefits if it was at first a negative. Like if you're getting up and you're having anxiety issues because the first thing you put in front of your face is your phone and social media and like a lot of stimulus and things that are like maybe making you feel a certain way, well then yeah, I could understand eliminating that. But if you already do those things and you feel completely fine doing it, I don't think you need to change your life because you think it's going to better you. I understand, like, look, if I'm waking up and if I'm like, I'm super anxious in the morning and I have a tendency to look at my phone and not get daylight and not do this or not drink my water, I'm having bad habits in the morning, then I understand optimizing these things could help you. But I think if they're already something you feel good doing, I don't think you need to change it because it might not do nothing,
Yeah, I just, look, I'll take the closest example to me. My brother owns 5 businesses and he's also in partnership with HOSSTILE as well. The guy sometimes gets up early, sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he rolls into the office at 9 a.m. Sometimes he rolls into the office at noon.
Yep.
I just don't, these rules that are like set out.
There is no hard and fast rules.
Yeah, I know, but it's just kind of.
The rules are, like I said, the rules are what is best for you to make you feel your best. And me and you and Jose and Mike might have all completely different things. Look, I like the evening. Like, look, I'm not a morning person. If I have to get up at 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. for a flight, fuck, no problem. I don't mind being up early, but I like the night. I like the peace and quiet of it. I like this time. It's time I can just like kind of be by myself and like, not that I don't like to be with my wife, but I'm with her all day. But I like this time. I find it just different and peaceful than when it's bright out. So I like staying up a little later. And then if I get up at 8 or 9, I don't really care, Yeah. Also, for what we do as professional bodybuilders, I don't think there's any benefit for me getting up earlier,
Yeah. I guess what I'm trying to get at is I think for success, the only real rule is just consistency. It's like, it doesn't matter if you
effort and consistency.
Yeah. But I think people are trying to just like add these, and I just keep seeing. I was thinking about today because I just keep seeing these fucking things. Get up at 4 a.m. Get up at 4 a.m. And I'm like, I get up at fucking 10. I feel like I'm pretty successful. I don't fucking.
They're trying to package it up and sell it to you in a way, right? Like this is the way you do this. Like anything in life, if there's no type of organization to it, or we can't package it and sell it, we need to find a way to do that so that people can attach to it or buy the product or use the service, right? The same way with that mode of thinking.
What are they doing?
I think really what they should be pushing instead of like stringent things of like getting up early is just is creating good habits and creating a schedule, you know, to some extent, and routine. I think there's a lot of value in routine. You know, I think if creating a routine, especially for people that's lives might be a little dismay, like say for you get up, or your brother can get up at different times, this and this, and he's successful and he feels good, no problem. But like if someone's life is in dismay, you know, the first things they'll say to people is like, just start making your bed every day, you know?
Yeah.
Like I understand things like that can be habitual and give people, but other than that, I don't really think it makes any fucking difference, you know?
Well, to speak to routine, so sometimes I'll get up early and sometimes I get up late, but my routine is more of a checklist.
Sure, yeah.
So it doesn't matter
That's
to me.
your routine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm agreeing with you. Is like I found my routine is not about time.
No.
It's about these are the things I have to do in a day.
I do them when I do them.
I do them whenever I get up and make sure they all get done in one day, every day. And then that's my fucking routine.
Yes.
So I think if people understood that, it's more about consistency and effort, like you said. It's not about getting up at 4 a.m. or getting up at fucking 9 a.m. It's about making sure you have a list of things.
Well, then you should be even organization, consistency, and effort.
Yeah.
You know, because you have that predetermined, okay, these are the things I need to do. You know, if you don't have, and that's really what I was saying in terms of like, if someone's life is a little more scattered, creating some routine could help in that success. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
You know, creating little things of routine that can kind of, you know, things to latch onto like that. But I think time is time, man. You got so much of it, a lot of however the fuck you feel, you know?
Organization's a big one. I think that's the biggest one that people have. I think that's one of the things that bodybuilders do best, successful bodybuilders do best, that guys that aren't successful in bodybuilding maybe haven't figured out.
I think organization, consistency would be the two, yes.
Because being able to live like a hermit and live the same life schedule every single day.
Well, I think the organization leads to the consistency, right? Because if you're organized enough to prep your meals and have your shit ready, you're more likely to do it every day.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the major things. You know, it's important that we talk about this because we're sitting here having nuanced conversations about training and arguing about training. And I think usually any point that we're giving in training is right or applicable, but we don't go to the root of the fucking problem for a lot of people, is which they can't be consistent enough. They're like, most of the guys I grew up with were like, I train hard Monday to Friday and then I take the weekends off.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
this is the number one. This is the number one answer. It's the number one answer I give, and I hate giving it because like when I meet kids at the gym or like on Instagram, they'd be like, what's the secret? I'm like, it's literally just I lined up a million good days in a row, you know?
Yeah.
It's like I didn't do anything special. I didn't take any special drugs or eat any special foods or like I literally just got a day that was good, a routine that was good, get all my meals in, get my training in, get my sleep. And then I just lined up 7,000 of those in a row, you know?
I was actually
line up 30 and then 30 off, and then 20 and then 10. It's just as many as you can get in a row, the better.
Yeah, I was actually listening to a Mike Israetel video, and he was saying that, you know, big guys might not be the most intellectual, like when it comes to training. He goes, but what they are doing right is they're always consistent and they've learned to do the basics and they do them every single fucking day.
Yeah.
And they have the effort and the hard work that goes with it. So they know how to work hard, they know how to eat a lot, and they know how to do it consistently. So even if their training isn't perfect or their food isn't perfect or their drug protocols aren't perfect, they're doing it good enough with enough consistency to maximize their genetics.
Yes.
So I think, but that's kind of the problem with most guys that we're talking to at the beginner level, is they forget the bulk of the issue, which is just do the shit every fucking day as best you can. Yeah. All right. Ian, you're 10 weeks out?
10 and a half.
And you put some pictures up today.
I put a front double up.
Is that the week after New York?
It's the first weekend in June.
Or 2 weeks after?
I think it's two weeks after.
If you go on my story, I posted the big one of it. You can see it better.
Ian.
Have you won that show yet, Ian?
No, that's why I'm doing it.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's been a thing for you, eh?
I'm just trying to knock them off my fingers, you know?
Let me see your fingers.
You won Vancouver?
Oh, you got 3 empty fingers.
Vancouver, Texas, Florida, New York, and Alicante, Spain. Yeah.
Wait, what's Texas?
I won Texas.
Oh, show me your finger.
TX.
Oh, I thought it was FX. I'm like, you spelt it wrong.
No. It's just the inside line is a little worn, but you can see it's a
Okay.
Finger tattoos are not very durable, I'll tell you that.
Take a look.
Just go to my story though. It's okay. Yeah, you can see that's good.
What's wrong with that?
No, it's just a bigger one, but that's bigger on your screen than I thought it would be, so it's fine. Keep going. No, keep going. There. That's about the same.
It's the same. Get out of here. I didn't realize, by the way, I didn't realize you tricked me into looking at your deadlift again last week.
What? You did it, not me.
Remember somebody saw a bunch of comments. Remember you guys, Mike and Jose, you guys weren't part of the podcast back then, but there was a couple podcasts where Ian would be like, "Do you see my deadlift? Do you see my deadlift?"
Hey, I mean, I sold a shit ton of shirts with that.
And we would go on and look at his deadlift for like 2 minutes every podcast.
Hey, by the way, did you guys see my deadlift?
So I didn't realize it last week that we did it again.
I didn't either, actually. Yeah.
Okay. So this is how many weeks? 10? 11? 11 weeks out. Well, I mean, everything's there. It's fucking full. Everything looks full and round. It's good.
Lots of crazy.
Arms look good too.
Yeah, I was happy with the look. It's coming together good. I mean, and a front double is like a pose I've always kind of shied away from. I didn't like, but honestly, I took this and I'm like, man, I like how this is shaping up. Like, quads look good. My waist is still tight. You know, I could go for a little more lat width, but I think that's just kind of how I am. But they're getting better.
What didn't you like about it?
Sorry, go ahead, Mike. Go ahead, Ian.
It mostly was my chest. You know, I really had a shallow chest for the majority of my career. And when your chest is a little flatter on a front double, like I just didn't like how it looked. I'm starting to get a little more thickness in there, so it's starting to look better. But yeah, I thought it looked really empty through my chest. And when I had big legs and big arms and big shoulders, I didn't love how it looked, but I'm starting to like I like this. Like, I think this looks great for me, you know.
What have you started doing? I know you're working with Matt now, so what are you guys doing differently? Because I feel like you look different. Do you feel like you have a different look?
Melissa says this too. I'm like, she's like, you just look like one of Matt's guys. It just looks different. And I don't really know what the answer to that is. I mean, yeah, well, it just there's small differences. Sure. Am I doing some different stuff in training? But like, I don't know. I mean, it's nothing like, you know, you've been with a million coaches, you know, everyone's like, it's kind of the same, but
small things.
Different. Yeah. Like, you know, I'm eating. My protein definitely intake is considerably higher than with Patrick. Patrick is definitely a lower protein guy.
Yeah.
So definitely higher intake there. You know, I've got back to some lifts that I had neglected for a while, you know, like my deadlifting and, you know, some things like that, a couple different lifts in there. But I mean, as a whole, it's not like, and he hasn't eaten a lot more fruit.
But you know, I think the high protein approach itself is a big one though, to me anyway. Listen, I'm seeing it especially in my recovery and stuff like that. I am noticing a difference. This is the thing I find interesting about science. So if you talk science and you talk nutrition, you basically say 1 gram per pound, all you need, right?
No, okay. Patrick fed me more than that, but yes.
No. I'm not talking about you specifically. Okay. I'm just kind of making a point. This is one of the things that I noticed when I go up to like 2 grams per pound, which I know a lot of people are like, oh, that's way too much. I'm like, I noticed a difference in my physique, I noticed a difference in the gym. I noticed a difference in the way I looked, but it's like, this is where there's a little bit of a disconnect when I'm talking to people. It's like, well, they say you don't need that. And I'm like, yeah, but if you try it, you'll see a difference.
Yeah. I notice I feel and look more muscular and harder, but less full because I'm not eating as much carbs. I don't feel as like I don't feel like I wake up in the morning, I feel like emptier, like my muscles aren't as popping as much. But when I get some food in me in the day, I feel like it comes a little more to life. But I do like how I'm looking with a little higher protein for sure.
What is that? Those pictures are taken when? Are those first thing in the morning or after training or what?
Those were like, right after training. Yeah. Right. Like not right after, like I came home, ate a meal and then took them.
Yeah. Well, it's good, man. I'm excited to see what you guys bring. What's your weight at right now?
That was like 280 on the button in those pics.
Really? Holy fuck.
A dry 282, not like it wasn't 280 when I took the bib. It was 280 in the morning.
So you stepped on stage at the Olympia in the high 250s, right?
Yeah. So I was like
I know you were lighter than you're supposed to be, but I'm just saying.
So I was 256-ish, probably 257. I was 263.4 when I won Vancouver.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'm hoping like Matt can bring you in around 265.
Yeah, I think the goal is, especially, you know, with me, just to bring that fucking overwhelming size and fullness. And you can see it in how the judging is going right now too. I mean, that's being rewarded, you know, that pop, that flow, that shape, you know, and for me, especially, like you can see there, my shape is a lot better when I have a little more fullness to me, you know?
Yes. 100%.
Especially because my chest isn't like the most round thing ever. You know, when I lose a bit of depth there, I lose a lot of shape, like my side tri, my side chest, my front double, my front lat. Like it takes away a lot when I'm not full. So I think that's going to be a big thing for me, is just making sure I'm full as a fucking house, you know?
Jose, I have a question for you since you're a judge.
Yeah.
So what Iain just said there, and I'm not picking on that, just curious because I know other people are thinking it probably. So judging is going in the way of fullness, right? I'm curious. So Samson is not as conditioned as Nick. If Nick brings the same condition Samson brought, does Nick get rewarded or punished?
Punished.
Well, it has more to do with how he got that condition. Nick, his legs were fuller and rounder at the Olympia. Therefore, he had much better shape beating.
Yeah. Okay, let me
rephrase. That's why I made sure to say that. Yeah.
Let me rephrase the question. If bodybuilder X that we're used to seeing in great shape, doesn't matter if it's Nick, if it's Iain, you can take Iain since he's on the podcast. We're used to seeing Iain as one of the most conditioned guys in the show. If Iain steps on and is 5 or 10 pounds bigger, but has lost that trademark condition, are the judges looking at what's there, or are they looking at what they're used to seeing?
What I do is look at who he's standing next to.
Sure.
You know, if he's still better than everyone he's standing next to, then I give it to him.
But I don't think that's what we've seen in the past, though. I think
I've personally been judged off of my best.
That's right. You usually get judged
and the
on
judge
what
told it
this
to
is
me.
this is where it gets muddy. You're saying judged off of your best, but what is your best? Is my best peeled and a little on the flatter side, or is my best 5% less peeled and way fuller? We don't know, right?
No, I know that. I know, Iain. I don't mean to use you as an example. I apologize.
No, I'm not. Even if it's not me, I'm just saying anyone. Nick with his quads. The judges were saying that was a detriment to him coming in that much harder. They were saying if he'd come in like the Olympia, it could have been more beneficial to have that more fullness and that more freak factor to a physique of Nick's kind of style, you know?
I guess I would put it like this, Iain. So your best, a little more full or a little less full, is still one of the most conditioned guys in the show, if not the most conditioned guy in the show.
Sure.
So I'm saying, depending on how much of that trade-off you're going to make.
That's the balance. That's hard.
Yeah. If you're not in that crazy condition, are the judges going to look and go, well, Ian's usually way more fucking shredded than this, and I don't like it. Right?
They might. Maybe.
Yeah, I know. So I'm just curious. I'm like, because I think a lot of guys right now are saying, well, look, Samson looked really, really good and really, really round, but maybe because he wasn't as peeled as Nick. So maybe from now on, I'll come in a little less conditioned, but maybe not. It's not going to work for everybody.
Oh, no. And I'm not saying that. That's not what sorry.
I'm not saying you're saying that. I'm asking more of a general question.
When I'm saying that in terms of me and my physique, I'm saying it in terms of what would be potentially my best, not what they're, and when I say like what they're going for, I don't mean it in like that the judging is going in that direction. I'm just saying that being peeled to the point where fullness is sacrificed is not being overly rewarded. Like extreme conditioning at the expense of other things isn't a benefit, you know?
Agree.
So I think for me, I've always gone extreme conditioning, maybe at the slight loss of other attributes. And now this time, let's let it maybe go on the other way with a slight. I mean, obviously, the aim is still to be as peeled as possible.
Yeah, of course. You
know, I still want to be inside out shredded, but when we push the fullness a little harder, it doesn't look quite as crazy. I think dryness is what I don't need quite as much of. I don't need to be quite as dry. I still need to be hard and lean. I just need to be a little fuller and less dry, you know?
Do you guys think other bodybuilders will look at, because even, you know, people say, like you said, that judge said it about Andrew. Do you think other bodybuilders will look at this and go, well, maybe I shouldn't be as peeled. Maybe I need to be bigger. Do you think we're going to see a trend like that for a few shows until?
No.
Okay. So it's just a Samson. It's just
because that was Samson's all-time best condition.
Yeah.
And Samson is so fucking pretty. Like it's the thing that is weighing to Samson is that structure. You know,
well, this is kind of what I was getting at, is you have to have that shape to be able to pull off that. Yeah. Okay.
You know, because like, look, if Nick doesn't come in peeled, maybe his waistline doesn't look as good. You know, maybe that abs don't look quite as good. You know, there's things that could lose. You know, where with Samson, like everything that is still in, even at that conditioning. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Because of his structure, you know.
I pulled this today. I wanted to talk about this too, real quick. So you guys know who Mr.Beast is, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Jose? Yep. Mr.Beast is a really, like, probably the most popular,
the most famous
YouTuber ever. Makes like millions and millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars every
doing every video he does.
So here, I'll just see if I can just share this with you guys. Share.
Where the hell am I hiding? Mr.
B. Well, he's more for.
He's got good burgers too. Have you had his burgers?
Got Mr. Beast burgers, bro.
They're fucking awesome.
What? Where's he from?
He's Cali somewhere.
So I saw this today. Mr. Beast is currently being canceled after donating 20,000 shoes to South African children who were unable to travel because they didn't have any shoes to walk in. So the cancellation is because he made a video about it. So there's people that are angry that he made a video that was monetized while he was giving away 20,000 pairs of shoes to kids that didn't have shoes so they could walk to school.
He did that with my buddy. You know who Easy Bus is? Do you guys know who that is?
No.
I've heard the name.
He calls out people for wearing fake Yeezys. It was the two of them that did it. I think he's facing shit too for it. Which is fun.
Okay,
that is absolutely. He gave 20,000 people fucking shoes.
And I
Who cares if he's being a little self-serving? He's giving 20,000 shoes.
But this is the caveat. It's not even self-serving because the channel that he uses that to monetize.
He doesn't keep the money. He's like gives
the money from the monetization.
Saying, even if it was, who cares? All right, look, listen, people.
What kind of shoes were they?
People need a reality check. You think when you donate,
it's like basic shoes.
Yeah. You think when you donate to charities that money is going all to the little fucking kids that you think it's going to? Charities are profitable organizations. You don't understand what a charity means. A charity doesn't mean they donate 100% of what they give. It has to be like 4% or like some tiny amount to be considered a charity. So when you go donate to Red Cross or these things, 99% of that is going to line the pockets of these fucking people. It's not going to the starving little kids in Africa. This guy gave 20,000 pair of shoes. Who else is doing that?
This is the thing that's crazy. People are people are mad because he did something and wanted to be. They're like, why'd you bring the cameras to Africa? And I'm like, why wouldn't you?
That's what he does.
Yeah, but he's a fucking career YouTuber.
No. But let's say even if he kept the money, what's wrong with showing people that he's doing something good?
Nothing.
It could motivate others to do.
That's what I was thinking, right? Then other people could look and go, "Oh, I didn't know I could fucking do that."
The only thing that can make it immoral in my mind is if in some way he was taking money or taking resources from the people he's claiming to give the free shoes to. No. You know, which he's not doing.
Yeah.
And if us watching his videos doesn't cost us anything, it doesn't take anything. There's nothing. We're not giving him anything. You know. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with him making a video and potentially profiting on it.
I think.
What if those shoes were made through child labor?
I mean, I understand that argument, but I mean,
I don't think anybody's saying that. That's the problem. If it was,
he just gave them the shoes. They just made too much.
It's still shoes they weren't going to let them
wear them.
You make your own.
Make your own.
Yeah.
No, it's just like a.
It would be very hypocritical coming from people that are sitting here commenting on sitting on laptops made in fucking China and wearing shoes that were made in fucking Indonesia or whatever. Like, you know,
I just find the fucking culture sometimes absolutely insane. It's like, it's kind of like GoFundMe, right? If you donate to GoFundMe, it can tell you like if you want to do it anonymously or if you want to leave your name on there.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done both. And I'm like, I know some people are like, well, why'd you leave your name on there? You want the guy to know that you gave money? I'm like, yeah, I do.
Yes.
I want the guy to know that I cared enough to give whatever amount of money to their cause. Why is that wrong?
And I'm going to donate even more because I want him to see it.
Yeah.
I was only going to give 300, but now I'm going to give 1,000 and I'm going to make you see my name.
Yeah.
So you know that it was me.
It's like the guy receiving it is not mad that, oh, well, Fouad gave me 1,000 because of his ego. No, he still got $1,000. It's like these kids. It's like, yeah, the guy had cameras there. Maybe he wants to make himself look good, but who gives a shit? He still gave 20,000 fucking pairs of shoes. And the people that are commenting have done fucking nothing. For sure, they've done nothing.
He's also done crazy things that are way beyond that.
I know.
He spends a lot of money on people, man.
I know.
Improves a lot of people's lives.
Didn't he do like
said on his channel that he really turns no profit off that channel? They all go right back into the channel, you know?
Didn't he do something like he gave 1,000 kids eyesight or some shit? Like he
pay for he caught shit for that too a little bit, I think.
Why? Because he made a video about it?
Yeah.
I'm sure the people that got the eyesight were pissed off about it too.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is going on, man?
And the thing is, too, I bet you all those kids, the 20,000 kids that he donated the shoes to, think it's the coolest fucking thing in the world. They're getting to be on a famous American YouTuber's channel, you know? Well, they're like, this is so fucking cool. So what about this? What if it was Shaq or fucking one of these?
Shaq did do that recently.
Yeah. So what if Shaq did that? Shaq goes into Africa and donates 20,000 pairs of shoes. Is he going to get the same flack or no? Probably not.
Yeah, I guess that's true, right? But I don't. Maybe. You know? Well, how much did Shaq? Oh, Shaq. I don't think Shaq gave shoes. It says he sold shoes, but I remember him selling them for like $20 because
he did the Shaq shoe line.
Yeah. So he did it for $29 to $19.
No, but he's done a million things. Like Shaq has done a million things, like just be in a fucking Walmart and see someone buying something, just pay for them, you know?
Yeah. Apparently, he just did that with a family. He took like a family of, I don't know, 7 or 8 or something like that to dinner, and then gave the waitress $1,000 tip because she couldn't get her car fixed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I would do shit like that if I was Shaq. Why wouldn't you?
Fucking right.
Oh, yeah. What are you going to do like with all what are you going to do with all that money?
It feels good. Whether he's making money or not, I'm sure giving 20,000 pairs of shoes just felt good, you know?
Listen,
should we be like, okay, you can give them the shoes, but only if you don't video it. It's like, okay, well, I won't give the shoes then. You want to take that away from people because you're too, you're like, I don't want, you know, like, fuck off.
Can we go back to Mr.Beast? How did he make all this money?
YouTube.
His videos, dude, he's got, okay. So I don't know.
What is his genre? Like, what does he do?
Here,
random, like a philanthropist. He's like, gives back to people and does like challenges where if they're able to like stay inside a square for a certain amount of time and if like, the last one to leave gets.
Keep your hand on the last person with their hand on the private jet gets to keep it, you know?
So he's got a bunch of channels, okay? So this is just one of them.
Oh, yeah, he's got a ton,
So this one's Mr.Beast Gaming. It's got 31.6 million subscribers.
This is just one.
And look at the views on these. 24 million, 20 million, 19 million, 11 million, 17 million.
I mean, below it, 92 million, 95, 103 million, 108 million.
Yeah, like these are that's a lot.
That's one of 10 channels. Yeah.
That's a lot of money. And he's got multiple channels like that. And not only does he have multiple channels like that, he has them translated into other countries as well.
Yeah.
So he's basically taken like whatever, if his one channel does 10 million a year, he's basically expanded that into like 20.
Yeah, so he'll have that gaming channel, then he'll also have the gaming channel in Spanish, you know?
Yeah. And then he has Mr.Beast Philanthropy, he has Mr.Beast fucking whatever. He has all these different categories. And then he's also got them in other countries. So he's just making money off all these things. And this guy was on Rogan. And he's not like a money hungry dude. Rogan, I think Rogan asked me, he's like, what do you do with your money? He's like, I don't know. He's like I think he drives a fucking Toyota Camry or something.
But even if he is, who fucking cares?
No, but I'm just saying, like, he's not
he gives it away.
Yeah, he gives away, and people are still fucking upset. It's like, it's almost like feels like he can't do anything right.
No.
If he didn't give anything, he would be a capitalist pig. And if he does do something, he's showing off.
Yeah.
It's
you
like,
have to be poor and selfless and invisible for anyone to like you, you know?
People are fucked up, man. Just okay. Anyway, sorry. I just had to show you guys. I saw that today. I was like, people are
fucking awesome.
I'm mental. I don't know anybody who comments on YouTube videos negatively. Like, I don't know, or Instagram pitch. Like, I don't know anybody who, well, except Ian, that starts fights with people on Instagram.
Whoa. I don't start them.
Ian gives his honest opinion. No, but like,
I haven't done that in a while.
I don't just understand the whole troll culture.
I would never just go onto someone's YouTube video and just be like, this is fucking lame. This is fucking gay. Fuck you. You fucking suck. Like, why? What are you doing? You know?
Yeah. All right. Let's do some questions. Jose, that's your favorite part of the show, right?
Oh, it's the best.
Let's go back. Let's go back, way back to some old questions and see what we got. See if they still are valid. Wait, before we move on, fight a grizzly bear or fight a crocodile?
Grizzly. Or crocodile. Sorry, all day.
Crocodile.
Grizzly bear on land, crocodile in the water.
Crocodile.
How deep is the water?
You have to swim.
You can't stand.
Yeah, you can't stand. Yeah.
Oh,
you're screwed.
You're fucked so bad.
You're dying either way, so just pick which way you want to die, you know?
That's what I said. But which one do you pick?
Well, I think you die like you probably get drowned and then fucking die.
That's why. That's why I would take the crocodile.
Yeah, the bears like play with their food, man. They're gonna like rip you apart and toss you around.
And they don't kill you before they eat you either.
Yeah, they're gonna like rip your face off and chew on your leg and like fuck that shit. I'd rather just get killed and drown. You know?
Was that the Revenant? What was that movie called?
Yeah.
I don't want that.
No,
I'm still thinking of your Pizza Hut.
the last thing you want to fight is
somebody get it.
No,
did it come? Where is it?
My pizza?
Yeah.
It's downstairs. I gotta get my girl to bring it.
Text her.
I've only had one meal today, so I gotta make it up. I gotta make up the calories tonight, I think. Does that work like that, Ian?
Yeah.
What doesn't?
No.
Technically, I mean, sure.
Do you guys do intermittent fasting?
I do.
Do you seriously?
Have you ever tried Ozempic, Fouad? You're trying to lose weight?
This is all
right? I've heard of that. Isn't that the appetite suppressant shit?
It's kind of like
regulates semaglutide is the name of it. It's like blunts helps regulate blood sugar and also it triggers in the brain like satiation.
Yeah.
So you're not hungry a lot. But a lot of people get nauseous on it too. Like
I don't really get I only eat 2-3 meals a day. 3 meals a day usually. Today's going to be 2, but I usually only eat 3 times a day. I only get hungry at night. If I could just take it at night, I'd be
It's once a week. It's once a week. You just shoot it once a week.
Oh, so are you just satiated all the time?
No, it's just like kind of recalibrates you in the sense that you're like you might sit down with like, oh, I'm hungry and I've got a plate of a burger and fries in front of me and whatever, and you might get halfway through the burger and a bit of fries and you're like, I'm good. I'm literally can't eat anymore.
That would be wonderful. That happens to me anyway, Mike, and then I just force the rest down.
You won't be able to.
That seems like the last thing I would want. Yeah.
You can't. You mean you can't physically do it?
What do you mean?
It'd be done. Like you're like,
well, because like if I'm eating a large pizza, I'll get through 2/3 of it, and I'm like, I think I'm full, but then I just finish it anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know if this is going to work.
That's because you're tough and you're a man, but you can fight through that.
I'm just saying.
There it is. That looks
There's
good.
my little shit dog in the background. All the dogs are coming now because it's here.
They're going to eat your food.
Take them. Go out.
If you were on death row and your execution date was tomorrow, what would your last meal request be?
Cocaine.
Cocaine, of course.
I'm trying to think if that would work.
Mm.
No, you'd just be really fucked up, and then you'd be dead.
Just a fucking bunch of mushrooms or something. You know, I don't know. I just want to be fucked up my tree. A 40 a liquor, just go to the fucking chair, you know?
But then you have to sober up before they zap you.
Well, then I just want a pack of fucking darts, okay?
How many darts can you have in a row before you're like, it's gross?
Oh, I don't know. What are you doing at the time, you know?
Anything.
You're talking about when you're drinking?
Well, drinking you go through a pack.
Yeah, see, that's what I said. Matters what you're
doing. That's why I can't breathe today.
Cigarettes.
Do you still smoke, Fouad?
Occasionally.
Once in a while?
Yeah.
If the occasion calls for it, you know?
Yeah.
You do, Ian?
Only if it's like if I'm out with my buddies, like this weekend, you know, I was a bunch of my high school buddies. It was a high school buddy's birthday. And we all went top karting, like super fast indoor go-karts. And then they all went back to one of the buddies' house and they were all drinking and smoking cigs. So like I'll have one or two with them there, but like I don't smoke in my day-to-day life now.
Right.
Mike, you don't smoke, do you?
I just smoked a pack on fucking Sunday.
When you drink, you smoke.
When you drink, for sure. Yeah.
Do you ever smoke when you're not drinking?
I did for a time when I was bodyguarding, just because it passed the time, but I was never really into it. I was just like, yeah, if you got one.
Yeah.
Smoking's cool, kids. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
So how many darts do you smoke
in a row
before you're like, this is gross, I don't want anymore?
If I'm drunk, there's no limit.
You're not drunk. You're not drunk, and there's no ecstasy involved.
How much down? Oh yeah, if you're doing fucking coke or ecstasy, you'll smoke 30 without even knowing it. You know.
I might have 3 going at a time in different places.
Yeah,
picking them up.
Oh yeah, you can't even not smoke. You know, it's impossible not to. You know. It depends. Like, what's the downtime between each? Are we talking like chain smoking, or are we like throughout a night? How many?
You're on death row. You don't have any substances. They gave you a pack of cigarettes. How many are you gonna have before you're like, just put me out of my misery?
Yeah, smoking cigs when you're sober is fucking pretty gross.
Maybe like 6 or 7.
No.
Whoa.
I'm on death row. Come on.
And do you smoke the Newport?
When you're fucking real fast, you get a crazy head buzz.
We don't have Newports in Canada. That's American, but yeah.
Menthol cigarettes?
We don't have menthol in Canada either.
We don't?
No, they're illegal in Canada.
We don't have menthol cigarettes anymore?
All flavored tobacco.
I never smoked them.
All flavored tobacco products, from chewing tobacco to cigarettes to cigarellos to everything, are all illegal in Canada now.
But they still got vape stuff, right?
Vaping, yes, but not cigarette stuff.
Okay.
Not tobacco products. So I think the vaping stuff is not tobacco based. I don't know how it works with that, to be honest.
I think the vaping stuff's nicotine based.
Well, nicotine and tobacco is 2 different things. Google it right now. Let's see.
I don't care that much.
I'll Google it for you.
What were we talking about? Okay.
Cigarettes. Death row.
Your last meal, Mike. Pizza Hut.
Very specific pizza from a place in Rhode Island called Calvito's. It's in Narragansett, Rhode Island.
You like pizza that much, eh? Good for you. I'm proud of you. You got to come down to Windsor. We got to get Antonino's. It's fucking awesome.
All right.
I don't know if it's going to stand up to New Jersey, but I think it's good. Jose, your last meal.
Lobster stew. I get up at this place in Maine.
That sounds good.
That sounds
incredible.
Yeah.
That's probably 1,500 calories.
That's what I want. I want that now. Now I can't stop thinking about that. I'm going to get some.
A full lobster chopped up in it.
Really?
It's incredible. It's like almost $40 for a lobster stew.
Who cares? It's delicious.
Right. And it's your last meal ever.
Yeah, $40 is not a lot. You pay $40 for a good steak meal. Like a good steak, $50.
Yeah. But I get that before the lobster. I get that, steamers. Before you know it, my meal alone's over $180.
You get the lobster stew after the steak?
No, I get the lobster stew as my first thing.
Yeah.
And I'll have steamers.
What's a steamer? Like a steamed asparagus?
Clams. Steamed clams.
Okay.
Yeah.
You clean them and you dip them in butter, eat them.
Oh, that sounds good.
Delicious. Then you have...
Then that second, what's the third course?
Twin lobsters.
Well, you just had lobster.
Yeah, but it's different. It's one's in a stew, one's...
You guys like escargot? You guys like escargot?
I do.
No.
I love it.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. Yeah.
Okay, so 2 lobsters. Wait, so now you're doing 2 lobsters, your third course. What's your fourth course? Is there a fourth course? The dessert?
Yeah, I mean, like a brownie sundae ice cream.
I love how sophisticated it was that it just fell down to shitter at the end.
That's it.
A McFlurry.
That's really all they offer up there.
You're really like you're 100%. You're 100% Boston, eh?
Yeah, that's some East Coast shit right there. Yeah.
He's like, I'll have some clams, then some other
lobster,
clams.
followed by lobster, followed by clams, followed by lobster.
Steamers.
Lobster.
Oh,
I gotta come to Boston. We gotta go to eat. You gotta show me how to
oysters.
Some clam chowder.
I like oysters. Love
them.
Yeah.
You like a good clam chowder or what?
I had some yesterday.
Nice. That's good shit.
Red or the white?
She gives me a hard time because I have it too many times a week.
Why? Because it's not healthy for you? The cream?
Yeah, it's creamy. It's so delicious. It's ridiculous.
Does your girl make you eat clean all the time? We talked about this before. Is she on you about that shit?
She would like for me to eat clean all the time.
Is it a health issue, or she just wants you to stay skinny?
Yeah, I mean, I'm 18 years older than her. She's yeah.
How old are you again?
17 years older.
How old are you again?
48.
And she's 31?
She just turned 31, yeah.
That's not bad. It's not like you robbed a cradle or anything. Like, she's 31.
Shit happens.
She's an adult.
Yeah, but you're going to be 80 and she's going to be 60. That's really fucking...
Well, that's what she's worried about.
Yeah.
You know?
My sister's like that. My sister's husband is 13 years older. So she's always looking out for his fucking diet and shit, too.
Yeah.
Is it weird dating a chick that's that much younger?
No. Because I'm an immature prick. The only difference is that when I met her, I was still a big guy.
Yeah.
You know.
Is she disappointed now?
How long have you been together?
No. 3 years.
Okay. I was gonna say, if you said 10 years, then she was real young when you met her, but
no. You know, I'm slowly melting.
Does she like the retired Jose better than the bodybuilder Jose?
Yeah.
My wife likes me more now than before.
Yeah, I mean, my personality is a lot softer.
Yeah.
Melissa likes me more for sure when I retire.
Yeah. But, you know, she would appreciate if I was laser focused like I was at one time, because she never really got to see me like that.
What do you mean, laser focused on life, or just laser focused on training, or what? In what way?
Yeah, on anything, on something.
So you feel okay? This is good, though. I'm glad we're talking about this. So yeah. I don't know, Mike, if you feel this way too, because you're retired. I definitely don't have the same level of focus I had when I was bodybuilding. Like, no, I'm more like, I mean, I'm focused on work.
I mean, in the gym or in general? Yeah.
I just mean in general. Like, my days were much more. I still get everything I need to get done, but it's kind of like we were talking about earlier in the podcast. My days were more scheduled. Like, it was more of a regimen. Whereas now I just have a list I get done every day. So I'm not as regimented.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing, no, for her.
Oh, my wife doesn't care. I mean, sometimes it bothers me, though. That's what I'm just saying. Oh. So I'm just wondering.
My schedule really hasn't changed since I was bodybuilding. The only difference is I used to have to get up and do an hour of cardio before I'd go into work, before I'd start work. And then I would have to train. I'd have to eat all these freaking meals. I'd have to cook. I'd have to have a time just for every little thing, to do laundry, to go get gas, to go food shopping, you know. Then I'd have to do cardio again at night. And then I would have an hour to sit on the couch at 9, 10 o'clock at night before my last meal, before I go to bed.
So she misses that, like the regimen?
Well, no, because she didn't get to experience that. I wasn't with her at that time.
But she wants to experience it.
Yeah, she just would like to see me
go crazy.
Yeah.
Why don't you do the Masters?
Because I can't. I have no shoulders left. And I have one hip and no shoulders.
Mike, how long you told me this before? You were with your girlfriend for what, 4 years?
Yeah.
So she never got to experience the bodybuilder, Mike?
No.
Okay.
No girlfriend has for a long time.
You're
right.
Like
2010.
Sorry?
It's most likely a great thing.
Sorry, Ian?
You and your wife were together like in your peak bodybuilding years, for sure.
Yeah, I was 28 when I met Summer.
Yeah.
So it was 2 years after I turned pro. So she went through the whole thing with me. She's ecstatic about me now.
Yeah, Melissa's been like literally almost every show I've ever done. Yeah.
Yeah, Summer, I'm much more calm. And I mean, when you're off everything, you know how it is. You know, when you go off a gear, like even when I was bodybuilding, when I would go off for like 2 or 3 months.
You're more sucky.
That was just more calm, just not as like fucking on edge all the time. So yeah, Summer likes that the most about it.
By the way, seven provinces and territories flavored tobacco is banned.
Ontario
and Massachusetts.
Is that Ontario? It's Ontario.
Yeah.
We can't get mint anything.
Hey, Mike, they're protesting 15-minute cities in the UK.
Good for them. More power to them.
I was talking to my brother the other day, and I said he didn't know about the 15-minute city, so I explained to him what they're doing. And he's like, so what's the problem? Everything's going to be so close. And I said, well, what if they don't let you leave the city?
And they lock the doors.
And he scoffed at me. And I said, okay, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. So
have you heard this thing where they're bringing in a carbon score?
Well, that's part of social.
People?
Isn't that part of your social credit score?
Yeah. So if your carbon score is at a certain level, you're penalized. Like, that's crazy.
So I'm not going to be able to drive my truck very much longer.
Yeah. Or you take a flight to fucking Paris and that carbon score is worth whatever. Now you're down to like, you're allotted a certain amount. And now you're
so what happens
in half first year.
So what happens if I fly to Paris and that's my entire carbon score? I can't go anywhere for the rest of the year.
Imagine punishing people for wanting to see the goddamn world, you know?
They basically want to punish you for leaving your house or doing anything they want. Unless you're fucking do it electrically or in a fashion they decided.
It's not my fault they don't make fucking electric planes. Like, I just want to go to fucking Paris. Fuck off, you know?
Jose, have you heard any of this shit, or you don't follow politics?
No, but I did see something weird on Instagram the other day. I don't know if it was fake or not, but they say they're coming out with a plane that can hold 5,000 passengers. And it's gigantic. It's got a hotel and elevators and all kinds of shit in it.
That's the gas that fucker will use, eh?
No, it's no gas. It can stay in the air for 2 years.
No.
What the fuck?
Then what is it? Like fucking like plateau or like a, what do you call it?
Helium. No, not helium.
Nuclear.
Like nuclear, yeah.
Nuclear fusion.
You can't have an electric plane, I don't think, really.
Well, they're trying to, but the amount of batteries you need is ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is what you're talking about, I think, Jose.
I'll be able to tell the minute I see it. Yes. Flying hotel.
The flying cruise ship
Accommodates 5,000 people.
My internet is not functioning properly.
What?
Would you get on that thing?
No, I wouldn't.
I would, but like, when are you ever going to fill a flight with 5,000 people? Are those going to go in the fucking...
Where are they going?
It's like a cruise. See
Ian,
the tail? That's a rotating 360-degree view of...
Like, this is useless, you know?
It's a restaurant.
Why would I want to get on this? I don't want to be... I hate fucking being on planes. Get me on a plane, get me to where I'm going, and then I can get off it.
I wouldn't care to go on it, but I also don't see where are you putting those 5,000 people in the terminal and trying to get them all on a plane at once?
Wait a minute. I want to read this real quick. With the climate crisis truly underway alongside uncertain social conditions and political turmoil, one continues to see depictions of future development that may give hope for improved tomorrow. How is this improved?
You guys believe it?
That way now 10,000 people can die.
Nuclear-powered aircraft. That's why. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. That's what I said.
Oh.
I wouldn't get on that friggin' thing.
So we can have a nuclear-powered airplane, but we can't drive our trucks outside of a 15-minute radius of our... What the fuck is going on? Is there a country I can move to?
Climate change.
Don't be a climate denier, Mike. Okay. I think this is... Can I just make this quickly, this point, so people don't think we're insane? It's not that I think the climate change doesn't exist. It's just that I think...
I don't.
Okay, but even if you don't, even if you don't, that's fine. All I'm saying is I think my conspiracy brain, tinfoil hat brain, works more like they're taking shit that exists but using it to their advantage.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of
that's when you know something's bullshit. When you shift one, oh, this is good, but that's not good.
Yeah.
Now you need to do this because this is that.
Okay, would you continue to train every day if you were never going to see any physical improvement again? You can maintain where you're at, but you'll never get any bigger or any leaner. Food still affects you the same way.
Are you going to see health benefits or none?
None. Nothing.
No, fuck that shit.
Do you still get a high endorphins?
You still can get a pump.
So you feel endorphins. You know that feeling. You get high. It's a high.
Listen, what he just described is my life right now.
Then you don't need to train.
I train every endorphins. I'll go fuck my wife. I don't need to train if I'm not getting anything.
Yeah, but I get to fuck my wife and get endorphins in the gym. It's both.
Right. Do you get endorphins when you do cardio? Do you feel great the rest of the day?
I don't do cardio.
Really? Never?
I haven't. Well, I do. I just can't seem to get myself into rhythm. I do like running. When I run, I feel really good. No, I would train every day. Listen, I was being serious. That's my life right now. I go to the gym. I still train my ass off. I don't see any progression. My body's looked the same, if not getting slowly declining.
Oh yeah.
For the last year, but I still go every day. I like going. It's fun. I love training. Ian, you wouldn't go if you weren't getting bigger or better?
And if there was, well, this is the thing, because like I said, no health benefits. And then if you're saying endorphins, that's a health benefit to me. Because if I didn't feel endorphins, it wasn't improving my cardiovascular health, and I wasn't changing physically, then no, I wouldn't. If it was like, yeah, I still felt good after that workout and I'm all fresh and like, look, my mental health after I trained was obviously a lot better. In that case, yes, then it is positive for my health.
You're allowed to enjoy it. Let's leave it there. You're not going to notice any heart health or anything, but you feel good, like mentally.
All right, I'd go in and get a pump, yeah.
But he won't shrink either.
Yeah, you could be that size forever.
Well, I don't want to be this size forever.
Mike, you would still go. You still train right now. You don't notice like extreme changes in your physique.
I told you our goal is the same. I go there and make sure I don't hurt myself while I'm there, and it's a win. This didn't hurt today. Yeah.
Jose, do you feel that? Do you feel that way?
100%.
That's so crazy. Because Mike said that to me, and I'm like, oh my God, that's my.
You guys really feel that? You feel that delicate, eh?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm in extreme pain every day.
Yeah.
Like I have every reason to be a drug addict and take pills because I'm in that much pain every day.
Where? Just systemically, or your shoulders, or what?
My shoulders. I can't do basic stuff.
Yeah.
Like lifting stuff out of a cabinet.
Have you had surgery on those?
No, but I have to, and I'm being stubborn. Like I don't trust that the surgery is mastered yet.
Yeah.
Like if I knew it would be as successful as my hip, I would do it tomorrow.
Well, Paul's done the surgery. His shoulder is not perfect, but it's much better.
It's replaced? Shoulder replacement?
No, he didn't have a replacement. He had a labia surgery.
I need mine replaced too.
Labia.
Labrum.
He had a labia surgery.
He had his pussy surgery.
I can't wait to talk to Paul.
He had his pussy surgery.
His lips were just flapping in the wind down there.
Wow, he got him snipped.
I gotta cut that part out for sure. I'm gonna get roasted for that. Fuck.
Oh, you gotta post that. What do you mean?
I'm gonna leave it. I'm just joking. I'm like my wrist fucked. My recovery is shot.
Yeah.
Like you do get, listen, for anybody watching who's starting bodybuilding, they have to know it's not fucking easy on your body in any way.
No, especially if you do it for extended period of time.
You can
mitigate. When you were
ahead.
Talking about like how you start your morning is how your day's gonna go. I was thinking of like if there's a camera on me when I get up in the morning, like it only gets better because that shit looks like I just got out of an exorcism. Like,
I know. Yeah, no, it's hard on the body, man. It's hard on your fucking joints. I still wouldn't trade anything I did for anything, but it's not fucking easy on your body. So
how old are you, Mike?
I'm 42.
Oh, you still reasonable.
When did you get your hip done?
At 45.
Yeah, I just had mine was 5 months ago. The second surgery for my hip, but it feels fucking pretty great, to be honest.
You had a hip replacement?
I had a resurfacing first, and then I had a hip replacement 5 months ago because the resurfacing fell apart.
Yeah, I would never do the resurfacing. I wish we talked. Just wasting time. Just do the replacement.
Well, that's what my desire was, but this guy's like, no, you're too young. Trust me, this will work out because you're athletic. It'll help you, blah, 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 blah. And it was fine for a very long time, and then all of a sudden it just went. Like something happened.
How long?
It was 5 years.
That it was good?
Yeah. And then like literally this past year, it just fucking, I don't know whether it's because during the time from my first hip surgery to this one, like I wasn't lifting a lot. I was doing a lot more like boxing and very light lifting. And then, like I said, when COVID hit, I got back into lifting heavy again. And I think that's when I was like Because I went back to like fucking 8 plates aside on the leg press and fucking 6 plates aside on the hack.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh fuck, I'm strong. I feel great. And I think that was just like fucking wearing things down. And it just
Yeah.
Still
And now it feels great. Are you back
great.
training legs?
Yeah.
That's great.
I just don't do a lot of, I don't practice what I preach, and I don't do a lot of super knee flexion anymore, just because I'm not too concerned about my range. I just want the leg to be strong and healthy, because I found that when I was getting deeper ranges on stuff, that's when I was getting issues with the old hip.
Yeah.
So now I just kind of feel where I need to be and rock out of ranges, opposed to I'm not going for world records here, man.
How are your hips, Fouad?
You know what? I'm knock on wood. I'm pretty good. I was squatting yesterday. I'm pretty good, man. Like I don't my shoulders, my knees, my back flares up from time to time. For me, I don't know. It's just weird shit. Like my wrist has been fucked for a while now.
Me too.
Look
at this thing. Can you see that?
Whoa.
Yeah, it's a ganglion, isn't it?
Yeah.
You gotta hit it with a book.
No.
Smash it with a book.
I've gotten it drained numerous times and it always comes back.
I don't have that. I don't know what's wrong with my wrist. Anyway, we do a whole fucking show on how much pain we're in. It's not a big deal. Things do get difficult when you pass 35, 40. So
yeah. Are you 30? What are you, 31?
32.
32. I mean, perfect.
Ian's still feeling great. Ian's still feeling great. Hasn't fucking hit him yet.
No. But you have to remember, I'm not that old, but like I've been in the game a minute. You know what I mean? Like I've been pro for almost a decade, you know?
No, but when did you start lifting?
Almost 20 years ago.
Oh, you started lifting when you were like 12?
I started going to YMCA with my mom when I was like 14, 13. Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, you are old that way.
And then I trained track and weightlifted through that. And then I kept bodybuilding right into that.
Yeah, I didn't start bodybuilding until I was fucking 19 or 20.
Yeah, see, so I've been like lifting weights like pretty seriously for like almost 2 decades, you know?
Yeah. That's like we talk about all the time. The age doesn't necessarily matter because like Samson's
it's the training age.
Yeah, Samson's only been training for like 5 or 6 years or something like that.
Exactly,
so,
you know.
Yeah.
I got some mileage.
Yeah, but you're still pretty healthy. I mean, you know, you say your knees are banged up from time to time, but
like it's weird when I think of it sometimes, like how long I've been pro for how young I still am, you know? Like I've seen so many different generations of bodybuilding already, and like guys come and go, and I'm like, I'm only 32. What the fuck's going on? Do I got to retire? How old am I? Am I retiring now? You know?
I wonder if that does matter at all or not, though.
Well, to some extent, I'm sure, like, you know, just age and some natural decline of things. But the longer time stressors are put on the body is obviously going to be more pertinent to that equation, you know?
I wonder if it has anything to do with organ health more so than anything else. Sure. I wonder if people don't really touch on that.
I mean, to some extent, of course, it's going to matter, yeah.
Because think of it this way: if you're bodybuilding for, you know, take me for example, 20, start at 20, and I notice a decline in the way I'm recovering, or maybe I'm noticing more tears or more inflammation around like 35 started, right? I wonder if that coincides with organ health instead of duration of time lifting.
What about like genetic predisposition too? Like my mom has 2 fake hips, right?
Yeah.
Like her hips are horrible, so odds are I got lucky. Get the 2 fucking horrible hips as well, right?
A lot of things like this are hereditary for sure, you know? Like, you know, people say the thing with Ronnie Coleman, his back and 11 surgeries. It's like, that's not necessarily just from how he lifted and how big he is. There's obviously a humongous genetic predisposition component here, you know? Mm-hmm. Or, you know, guys that do one cycle and have a heart attack at 25 years old. That's not just steroids. If not, all of us would have had heart attacks by now, you know?
You know, I just wonder, and I know this is kind of a weird topic, and I wonder because I remember Abdullah was on the podcast and he was talking about Rami, and I don't mean to bring Rami into this, but I'm just using it because it's what he said. And he said, you know, the bigger guys get and the more their kidneys go through, the less they have a harder time getting in shape. So it's kind of like what I'm saying. It's like maybe if your organs are
well, and I know like your liver health has a lot to do with like fat metabolism as well, you know, like an energy metabolism. So, you know, obviously there's going to be some role in there in some degree.
I guess I mean like more in terms of like knee health, elbows, your back, like.
Yeah, I think a lot of that is just going to come from organ health. I think more of it's going to be from systemic inflammation.
Yeah.
I think the inflammation markers as you age maybe get a little higher and like things like that. I think that's going to have more of a correlation. Where generally inflammation markers in younger people are going to be lower, but it's hard to say. Yeah.
Mike, you have any thoughts on that?
I mean, I think everything kind of works synergistically, right? So if all those factors are being added up, But I do believe that. Like, I think that more on the side of just things hereditary and runs in your family and kind of what's passed on to you from your parents. Because both my parents, like I said, have had fucking crazy issues with their bodies, right? So
that's
I've pretty much had the same issues. So
yeah, that's something I actually worry about because my dad's line of the family has heart disease, and my mom's side of the family is cholesterol. And I'm like, fuck, that's not good. And I've added bodybuilding to the mix.
Yeah.
So
it's like my parents might have had their own things going on, but I also lived a different life than my parents, where I beat the living shit out of my body, and almost exacerbated those issues that may have come a lot later.
That's what I'm saying.
I kind of forced the issues sooner, like playing football and getting smashed around.
That's what I mean about the heart disease. Is like, okay, so if I have heart disease in my family anyway, then I've gone ahead and fucking.
Yeah, you got to have extra precaution when things are.
Yeah, but you also have you're more apt to deal with it because of what their surroundings are and the people you know and the education you have to be aware of what to do to maybe mitigate that, right?
Yeah.
So,
you win $100 million in a brand new gym of your liking if you get a bronze medal in any sport at the Olympics.
What?
Which this is just what they're saying. Which event will you choose and with who? You can choose up to 3 events, 3 tries in total.
That's a lot.
Okay, well then I'm going for like low hanging fruit, like fucking skeleton luge, like those kind of things,
Yeah, bobsled. We'll all do it
bobsled,
together.
Like that's the ultimate like carry. That's bobsled's like the ultimate carryover for like okay athletes and other things. Like you were a good running back, but not the best. Okay, bobsled. Like you were a sprinter, but not the best one, or a football player, have bobsled.
I wonder how.
All the bobsledders.
I wonder how pissed off the bobsledders are right now.
They're probably, they know I'm right. They can fuck off.
They're probably like, fuck this guy. You know how hard it is to run with the bobsled and then jump into it?
Yeah, when they were some Division 3 fucking sprinter that like was running mediocre high school times, they can deal with it.
That probably is the easiest. Maybe the shooting event would be the easiest.
We could all win together though. We don't need to do individuals, man. We're just hop in that bobsled. We got enough guys right here.
We're good right here.
Jose, you in?
I'll stick with ping pong.
That's even hard.
Someone else.
I'm great at ping pong.
No, you're not.
I am.
Are you like Asian?
Like third in the world?
Yeah, I'm Asian.
Are you as great at picking at ping pong as you're at picking Arnold predictions?
Better.
Are you seriously? Is ping pong your thing?
Yeah, I love ping pong.
Okay, but are you good at it? Like for real?
Yes, I've won.
Are you good at billiards too, or pool?
Not as good. I'm okay, but not as good.
For some reason, him being good at ping pong doesn't surprise me. I don't know why.
I expected billiards because he's drunk.
No, ping pong because I'm short, quick.
Do you need a couple drinks to be better at ping pong, or does it just come naturally?
No, that's something I got to do
sober.
Straight sober, yeah.
Okay.
What else is there in Olympic sport that would be, I mean, obviously they're all hard, but what would be the easiest, Like, I guess technically the easiest would be on a really good team sport. Like, be on the U.S. men's basketball team is probably your best chance and just ride the goddamn bench, Like, if I'm backup on the basketball team, I'll just sit there and collect the fucking medal,
I don't ever play, yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I play women's soccer.
Oh, yeah, we can change now.
Exactly.
I can do the ski jump.
Oh my god, I'm doing women's fucking sprinting. I'll be the fucking fastest girl in the world.
You'll get killed by a women's sprinter.
Well, yeah, now, but like when I was running, I'd be a fast woman for sure.
No, you'd still get killed by it.
No, I know what the fastest women in the world run. When I was running, I would have been one of the fastest women in the world for sure.
What are the fastest?
What was your race?
I ran 1 and 2, but like women, like if you're a girl running sub 11, you're like an elite or woman in the world. Where men are running sub 10. Like even to make an Olympic final in the 100 as a man, you got to be definitely sub 10, like 9.9 at least.
10.49 is the fastest woman's time.
Yeah, that's Flojo, and that's like way faster than everybody else.
Okay.
Like if like the girls winning the Olympics now, like a Shelly Ann Fraser Price, or like these girls are running like 10.6s, 10.7s.
Top 10. Here, I'll show it just so I'm not looking at it.
I could probably list them all for you.
Okay, relax, sprinter boy.
What about Marianne Jones with Charlie Francis on her side?
Okay, 10, 10s, 10s, 10s.
Yeah, but look, 10.7, this is what I said. They're winning Olympics now in 10.6s, 10.7s. That's what I said.
Okay, so where is your time in here?
I ran like a 10.8-ish, so I would have been 30th all time, you know.
Did you ever do your 40?
Yeah, I've run a 4.44.
Jesus, at what weight?
I know, right?
170.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm like picturing you somewhat like now and running that.
No, he's talking about
why are you not in the NFL?
I ran 100 at like 270 once with spikes on a track, and I was like just under 12 seconds. So like an okay grade 9-10 boy, you know.
I think if I ran 100 meter, I'd probably be like 23 seconds.
You could probably run sub 20.
Maybe.
It would hurt like hell.
You'd be down for a week out.
It would hurt like hell.
Yeah. You wouldn't be doing much for a week.
Or like what else?
Goodbye, right hammy.
What else could you do with women's that we would have like an overwhelming advantage of being a man?
Fencing?
No, that's skill based.
I would box a woman.
I think you'd still get
slap. What about water polo? Is that the thing?
Oh yeah. Is water polo only men though, right?
I don't know.
I would box a woman.
You don't think like what's that black girl's name?
I don't know if you'd want to box some women out there.
Yeah, what was that girl's name?
I'll dirty box, Mike. I'll just clinch.
I think you'd get fucked up, man.
Clarissa Shields would fucking punch all of our heads off.
Clarissa Shields would kill you. Yeah.
Okay. What women's sport? Women's weightlifting.
Oh yeah, duh. Yeah.
No, I couldn't do that anymore.
But then you're in a weight classes, so it's different, you know?
Strongest women's Olympic lift. 410 pounds squat.
What though? Like a squat?
I'd kill that.
Yeah, but they don't have squat at the Olympics.
Why does it say that then?
No, Olympics is Olympic lifting. It's clean and jerk and those things.
Olympic weightlifter Catherine Nye squats. Oh, okay, that's not in the Olympics. Sorry. What is the most weight a woman has lifted in the Olympics? Right here. Boom.
Clean and jerk.
196, a total of 196 kilograms. 86
Between
snatch. 110 kilograms is what? 230 pounds?
Yeah, and clean and jerk. Oh yeah, we could fuck these girls up for sure.
Fucking dead.
But that's not a body. But that's not body weight.
I was gonna say it's a body weight of 50 kilos.
It's 100 and fucking 20 pounds, man.
120 pounds. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That's why I said about the weight classes are gonna fuck us up. You know.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure those girls that are in like the fucking 100-kilo class are still pretty goddamn strong.
This is actually a really interesting question. So, is there any sports that we could beat women at if we change genders?
Yeah, the only thing would be powerlifting, but like you would have to be in an unlimited weight class.
What about like judo?
Yeah,
I think these things are still. I think they're still
wrestling.
You know,
I think if you were in a judo class with a professional, she'd break your arm.
Olympic level, yeah, for sure, yeah. But I mean, weight at a point would matter. Like if you got a 100-kilo girl versus 300-pound Mike, it's clearly going to be hard for her to do anything to him. You know.
Yeah.
So it depends. It depends, like if you're in the same weight range or not.
If you're in a judo match, he can't punch her. So he's still got to be able to submit her. And is he going to get tired before he figures out?
No, it's just throws, right? So she'd have to use my momentum against me to get throws and trips and shit like that. Well, not like jujitsu.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking jujitsu. I apologize.
So my weight could be an ultimate advantage or ultimate disadvantage if she can use it against me, right? Toss my ass.
It's funny, you know, guys make that argument all the time, like the transgender argument about people switch. But if you actually think of it,
Well, yeah, because we're thinking of it as us as incompetent bodybuilders.
I get it, but it's usually the average man who says, "Yeah, I could fucking beat so and so."
Yeah,
But
no.
when you actually think of it,
the argument they make is like when they take like the 290th ranked tennis player and he beats like Venus Williams.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say though is if you took the average man, could the average man beat any professional woman at any
0%?
I don't think so.
In nothing, no. Because the average person, like even using my 100-meter thing, the average person probably can't run sub 15 second. And like, so they're getting beat by fucking 5 seconds, you know?
Jose, is there any sport anywhere that the average man could beat a woman at?
The average
Olympic level woman.
No,
professional of some sort.
Do you think you could last a round with Ronda Rousey without getting tapped out?
No.
No way?
No, a round is 3 fucking minutes. And
5. I
don't know about you, but my conditioning is not great.
No.
Have you ever seen that Pros versus Joes where they use Randy Couture? They put Randy Couture in with like a normal dude and he taps him out like 18 times in like a minute or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
awesome.
I don't think Ronda Rousey would be far behind that with a normal dude.
Yeah. No.
And plus we're not really average. Like maybe she'd have a tougher time with, Iain. I mean, I'm injured half the time, so she'd probably rip me apart. But like,
but my endurance in a fighting capability, I'd be gassed in fucking 30 seconds.
No, I'm just saying, like maybe you could hold your hands together and she wouldn't be able to like tap you out, right? But like,
I'd hold my hands, she'd like slip up to my neck, and I'd be done.
Oh yeah,
there's no chance. The only thing I could stand a chance is when I was in running shape, maybe I could slip into like a Olympic final in running, you know?
Yeah.
But even top 3 would still be a tall order, so I don't know.
But that again, even when you're running shape though, that's not the average man. So we're saying the average guy who plays pickup basketball on the weekend, is there any sport he could beat a professional at? I don't think there is.
No.
Oh.
I don't know.
I mean, you could say football, like if you lined up the women's football league and then lined up like 12 guys that play on the weekend, they would probably win.
Maybe, yeah. But I don't know. The play call differences and like the speed might be a big difference, you know?
No, I would give that to the guys.
Just off strength and weight.
Yeah, just being able to blow through the line and fucking...
Still not an Olympic sport, though.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. I'm sure somebody will comment below and let us know that they can. Okay, we'll go after a couple more. When you were coming up, what were some of the challenges you faced outside of the gym? How did they affect your progress and how did you overcome them? So like, was there anything outside of bodybuilding that affected your bodybuilding ambition?
No.
Parents didn't get in the way, girlfriends didn't get in the way.
My first girlfriend, but it didn't stop me from bodybuilding. We just broke up.
Get rid of her.
She dumped me, but I still didn't stop bodybuilding, you know?
I can't think.
But that's actually why I stopped running from that same girlfriend.
Why? She didn't want you to run?
Because I ran club track, like extracurricular track outside of high school, and I trained like 4 or 5 days a week, like in the evenings, all the way across town. And she didn't like the amount of training. Yeah.
Well, that's her time, man.
No. That's what she thought.
How dare you?
Yeah.
For everyone to answer, the combined ages of 2 girls. Oh, I think we've answered this one.
Pregnant girl.
Shit, Ian, why did you I wanted them 2 to answer it.
What is it? I didn't hear it.
The combined ages of the 2 girls has to add up to 30, and you got to sleep with both of them. What 2 ages are you picking?
You're having a 3-way with 2 girls. Their ages have to add up to 30. What ages are you picking?
You have to sleep with both of them.
Even if you split it, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Not.
There's only one answer.
You're fucked either way.
No, there's one answer that Ian.
There's only the one answer.
Oh, you bang your pregnant wife or something.
Yeah.
Pregnant with a female baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have to look like one Olympia competitor of all time for everyday life, which physique will you choose? Frank McGrath.
Flex Wheeler.
Either Phil or Lee Haney.
I'm going to look like Lee Haney's a good one.
he still looks great.
If I'm talking every day, I don't want to have big legs or like, I don't want, no offense to Lee Haney or fuck, I just got to shit the bed on that one. I would like to have a more like streamlined look.
I'd probably take, and this is I'd probably take Ramon.
That, okay, well, it's open bodybuilding.
Because like I would say Chris, but I want bigger arms.
No, open bodybuilding.
I know. I'm just giving my justification.
Shit on Chris.
No, I was gonna pick Chris first, and I'm like, fuck, but I want a bit bigger arms than that, Because if you're gonna be a regular guy, arms are what matters.
Arms matter, yeah.
But like being that kind of like Chris can still fit into nice clothes, but then he takes off his clothes and he still looks awesome,
That's why I picked Frank. I'm gonna go with Frank.
I might pick someone tall, like an Andrew Jack or someone,
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah. Okay.
Tall, dark, and handsome,
Mike, you pick Flex Wheeler? Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
If you're hitting a girl from the back and she lets one rip, do you finish?
Well, is it a butt fart or a vagina fart?
It's a butt fart.
Are we queefing or no?
No, it's a shit fart.
Do I smell it?
Yes.
How hot's the girl?
I'm gonna keep going.
How hot? He doesn't care.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of rude.
I got one on you now.
We're all, none of us are going to stop. We're all going to keep going. But these factors, like, it still kind of changes my opinion, Like, there's no chance she farts and be like, what the fuck? You're just going to keep going,
But is it turn you
I feel
off?
like I got money in the bank at that point, and I can drop one on her anytime I want now.
Yeah.
No matter what's going on.
No, it doesn't really matter. It's just like, it's funny. But, like, you can't really say anything. The girl's probably so embarrassed already. You can't really say shit,
Yeah, I know.
Just blow and keep going.
Yeah.
Does it turn you off at all? Like, do you start to like drop, your shit start to come down?
Nah. I mean, look.
Let's say it's horrid, like it reeks.
Between us, we've probably all done some girls from the back that had some bad.
Just pick her up and move her.
You've probably fucked a girl that had some stinky backshot air,
I don't think I have.
Never?
Not that I can think of.
I have.
Jose, you're really quiet.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't even want to think about it.
He's reminiscing of bad times,
Yeah. I don't recall any horrific.
No, not horrific. Just
I don't think that's ever happened to me.
Really?
I don't think I've ever witnessed that in my life.
I've had some bad stank before.
I don't think I've ever heard a girl fart
stank ass or stank puss
during sex.
Oh no, I'm not talking about farting. Sorry.
That's what we're talking about.
Pussy.
No, I was just saying, have you ever been having sex with a girl from behind where you're getting bad smells?
No, I know what you're saying. I'm saying back to the question.
I've never had sex with a girl that's farted during sex. Never.
No.
Mike, have you?
No. Queefed, obviously, but
yeah,
no.
Queefed. We've all heard that.
Sometimes, who knows? One of those queefs could have been,
Definitely.
You sure? Because it smells
a little questionable.
Keep going.
She just
I swear
passes it off as her pussy is her ass.
Oh no, don't worry. Okay.
Jose,
what?
Why are you so fucking quiet?
Because
say something.
You guys are talking. I'm
say
listening.
Something. Have you had a girl fart during sex? Ever?
Yes, definitely.
And what position was it in? Was it like reverse cowgirl? Like she farted right in your face?
Probably when you're on top of their legs, like bent back to her head, she just like squeezes one out,
Yeah.
That wouldn't bother me though. It would bother me more if it was like reverse cowgirl or like her fucking.
I pretended like I didn't acknowledge it.
Like where she's reverse cowgirl and you can literally see the butthole go like.
Yeah, I knew what it was.
The balloon knot releases.
Yes.
Wait. So you experienced it and you just pretend it didn't happen?
Yeah, I didn't want to embarrass it.
I think we all would, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it's like your wife or your girlfriend, then you're laughing clearly. But
did it stink?
Yeah. No.
No. Okay.
No, I just know what I heard.
If it stunk, would you keep going?
Yeah. I mean, whatever. I mean, the whole goal is to finish, right? I'm no quitter.
Not a quitter.
Okay. Last question. If you had to choose Okay. We'll do a couple more. If you had to choose a leg day partner for the rest of your life, who would it be?
I don't know. Tom Platz.
That's what I was gonna say.
I wouldn't pick Tom Platz. He's gonna murder me every fucking week for the rest of my life. I don't want that.
Yeah, that's true. You get a lot of anxiety going into training every day for sure.
It would not be fun. It would be like, maybe I would give that answer if I was 25.
Jay? I mean, I feel like Jay would just be a good time, you know?
Jay. I would like to train with Jay.
Like he trains like hard and it's good, but like he's still like a chill dude, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike, anybody?
Maybe Antoine, if I could keep up with him. Right now in this body, no. But prior, yeah.
Right now in this body, probably Paul Dillette. Someone who wasn't known to do a whole lot.
Current Paul Dillette.
Yeah.
What the fuck here? Can only train to one song on repeat for the rest of your life.
No, we did
Thunderstruck.
What'd you say?
Thunderstruck.
Did you guys see the fucking concert I posted on my stories?
I saw that.
That's got to be the coolest fucking shit I've ever seen.
Who was it?
Have you ever seen the Virginia Tech walkout song from football? They come out to Enter Sandman.
Oh yeah,
the whole stadium is fucking intense. It's intense, man.
It measures on the Richter scale.
It's fucking intense.
Okay, I can't play the sound to this, but check this shit out and just imagine the music.
Oh,
look at this fucking concert, man.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Look at the this isn't the right fucking video, but look at the fucking there. Can you imagine?
Yeah, some of these fucking like 90s and 80s concerts, man, have the fucking craziest crowds.
Look at the fucking people, man.
You know,
look at that. What the fuck? Like,
that is incredible.
This is have you guys ever been to a concert like this?
Nope.
I went to one in Poland, like a festival we did in Poland. It was like as far as you could see it, people. It was at night though, but it was crazy.
That's fucking nuts, man. All right. One more, and then we'll go. Okay. Let's see if I can find a good one. Wow, this is a good one. At what point is it acceptable to pose on the gym floor?
Oh, God. Dude,
doing a photo shoot.
There was an incident in a Boston gym just recently.
What happened?
A kid pulled a knife on another kid.
Because they were posing?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck, it's not that bad. I wouldn't pull a knife on someone, but fuck.
No, exactly. But
yeah,
man.
Okay, Ian, let's hear your logical explanation. When's the only time it's okay to pose on a gym floor?
Yeah, photo shoots only, I guess. Or if the gym's like super, super fucking empty. Or if you're like, I don't know, if you're goddamn Ronnie Coleman, like, I mean,
right.
Like, look, all of us want to see Ronnie Coleman pose in the middle of the gym, but other than that, I don't want to see you taking your clothes off in the middle of the gym. Go to the fucking change room or go home or go to the posing room, you know?
Right.
The gym is for working out, not for posing.
Jose?
No, I agree with him. Like when the Boston Pro was here in Boston and we had, you know, Urs was there posing, you know, a couple of the pros were in there posing.
Yeah, it's an event.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when you got a, you know, a 19-year-old college kid, a 21-year-old, you know, just taking their shirts off in the middle of the gym with their Gymshark shit, it's like, come on, buddy, you gotta.
If you're a professional,
professional, but give the timing matters because he said it was an event where the pros had all come together. Like it was an event, you know.
I'll say this: if
an elite bodybuilder or elite competitor comes
in. Let's say you were training and Ian was preparing for a show and he came by your gym, you'd be like, dude, let me take a look at you.
I agree.
I still wouldn't. I am been top 10 in the world. I have never posed in a public gym in my life.
I
have
only posed in a gym during photo shoots.
Okay, sorry. I'm saying aside from
aside from photo shoots, only at photo shoots. Other than that, was almost every single time was in a locker room.
Yep.
I have to say though, if I'm close to a show, I have been known to drop my pants to take a look at my legs.
Sure. Okay. Whatever.
Yeah, out in the one of the rooms that are kind of
where they're in the back or something.
With crazy lighting.
Yeah, like I would pose in like a good group exercise
shots.
room, but never in the public gym floor ever. No.
Yeah. Mike, how do you feel about it?
I agree. I think that more gym owners need to like step up and let kids know that there's like more. There just needs to be like some integrity and have these kids understand, like, there's some fucking ways to go about doing things around here.
The problem with saying in the locker room though is then you get trouble because there's people in the locker room changing and they don't want to be like, if you're in there with your camera, they don't want you taking fucking photos while they're getting naked and change the shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The circumstances matter for all these things. If it's a crowded fucking change room and you're trying to film it, that's obviously very inappropriate. But like, go find a group exercise room, do it at home, do it somewhere else. The gym is for training. It's not a posing studio.
Yeah.
I got a great question for you.
There's guys that like, look, I'm a bad example because I suck at posing, but there's guys that have made it to the highest level of bodybuilding, being excellent posers that do not pose in gyms, Yeah.
Mike, since you're a trainer, how would you handle this? You're in the gym, you're training during peak hours, and there's this female trainer that's always in there training 2, 3, 4 people at a time, and they're fucking at 4 different machines doing these circuits, and it's rush hour in the gym, and people are trying to change. You go over to the machine, oh, I'm using that. And you go to the next one.
Guess what? I am too.
Yeah. You can't do that. That's listen, just so, because since we're giving out etiquette lessons to everybody, you can't do fucking giant sets at the busiest time of the day.
Exactly.
You want to do a giant set, go at 2:00 when no one's there, go at 10:00 when no one's there.
Right.
You can't just take 3, 4 fucking machines and be like, sorry, nobody can use these now.
I mean, I was at Good Life yesterday training, and it was like 5:00 at this new Good Life that's like insanely busy, busiest gym I've ever been to. A guy's using the machine preacher. We go up. I'm like, how much longer you got? He's like, 15 minutes. I'm like,
that was only because it was you. He was being a dick, probably.
No, he was dead serious. He's like, oh, I'll be quick, only 10, 15 minutes. I'm like, is that?
And you should have said, if you know how to train, you could do that, and that in the next 15 minutes.
Like, what are you doing? 10 sets with fucking?
What did you say? Did you just leave him alone?
I just left and went and found another machine. Yeah. We just kind of laughed and walked away. Yeah, my buddy was there. He just laughed and walked away. Yeah.
I would have worked in on purpose.
Well, guess what? I'm working in with you. So,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It was such a comical answer that he thought that was such a short time. I just went and used the machine, the plate loaded preacher instead.
Because he still has to go on his phone in between those sets for 5 minutes.
No, he was like an older guy. I don't think he was using his phone. He just like taking 5-minute rest between sets.
I'm speechless. I don't know what the fuck I would be like. Are you fucking? You're joking, right?
That's why I just was like, we were just like, what the fuck,
Because the common answer would be, if you knew you were somebody who's going to be taking 15 minutes.
Like, I got a couple more sets, but you can work in if you want.
That would be the proper answer. I'm going to be here for a while. You guys can jump in.
I just started, but you're welcome to work in with me.
Yeah.
Great, thank you. I will.
I think there's a lot of rules. The taking the clothes off thing is a big one for me. Like, I have a real pet peeve about it.
Me too.
Because it's not. The only time I feel like it's okay, I think, is if somebody's getting ready for a contest and they're like maybe a couple weeks out, and they're, like you said, they're off to the side, they're not affecting anybody. Maybe then I don't mind it, but there's fucking people that do this shit every fucking day. They're in the middle of the off season and they got their clothes off.
There's groups of fucking teenage kids who take their shirts off and stand around benches.
Yeah,
and act like it's
there's a gym here in Ottawa that you'll go in there and kids are just training shirtless.
No.
Yes.
But then there's the gym. It comes back to the fucking gym owners who have no fucking integrity. Have some fucking integrity and have rules in your fucking facility, right?
You can't be afraid to upset or lose 1 or 2 members over integrity, things like that. Well, you don't want to have the confrontation because they might leave. It's like, well, maybe they should leave.
Because you'll probably make the other members feel way more welcomed because they don't have to subject themselves to staring at fucking kids shirtless, right?
Well, and I also don't want you like laying down on the bench with your fucking bare skin and then me using it. Like, fucking put some clothes on,
Yeah. Well, that's that's just the culture of gyms now, especially for those like lifestyle kind of gyms, like Alpha Land. No offense to anybody that the owner or anything. Like, it's a beautiful gym, but
Yeah, but please don't fucking.
I was gonna go there. I was gonna go there on the weekend and walk down the middle of the fucking.
I went there for an event with Chris. It was a fucking nightmare.
Listen,
like the event was fun, but like the people there, man, and like it's just disaster, you know.
I walked in and I'm like, to say what Mike just said, I'd never experienced that before. Because in Windsor, nobody does that.
Yeah.
I'd never experienced what Mike was talking about till I walked into that gym and I saw a bunch of guys, just different areas, different groups of guys, all training with their clothes, with their shirts off. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? This is not
so bizarre.
So
like, anyway. What do you need to be seeing? You know, like, why do you need to do that?
Ian,
that's completely ego inflating, nothing else.
Yeah, but wait a minute. This is the entire. I don't mean to sound like an old fuck, but this is the entire culture nowadays.
Yeah,
it's all like, look, when we started, there was no social media. We were just training. You were just training because you liked it.
No, like you don't need your shirt off to see your pecs contracting nicely. Like you can fucking feel it. Just put your shirt
but
on.
Now the whole point of this fucking sport now is getting, and I get the DMs from people about sponsorship and what. The whole point now is to get sponsored and be an influencer and make money. It's not actually to like try and be a great bodybuilder.
Yeah.
So it's just attention.
I hate it.
All
right. Well, we're gonna end on a shitty note tonight. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah, you fucking stupid kids. Fuck you guys.
It's all, fuck those kids.
Sound like a bunch of old fucks. But all right. Okay, guys. We'll catch you guys next week.
All right, see you boys.
All right,
boys.
See you guys.
Bye.